Hi, everyone.
Wow.
Welcome to a podcast. A podcast will save this relationship.
I'm Sarah, she, her.
I'm Josh, he, him, and on today's podcast,
I got real earnest
about the rehearsal in the studio.
I'm a bit embarrassed about it. Not gonna lie.
I think we had a good talk. I think it was good.
Oh,
yeah.
I hope it's good.
It will be funny later when I come out and be like, we can't post any of that. We can't post. No, it was a good one. I think it was a good one. Yeah, we did our red stories as usual. Timestamps are down in the description. You guys know what's up.
You know what's up? It's a solid one.
It's a good solid one.
Getting back to our roots.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, and rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Check out our Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, those websites /APWSTR if you want to support financially.
Yeah, mutual aid down below.
Yeah, mutual aid's down below. All of our stuff's in the description. Timestamps are down below. Enjoy this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it.
We had a good time.
Yeah. Somehow we recorded for 4.5 hours.
I mean,
that's actually kind of average.
I don't know why
we did do a Patreon exclusive, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Not bad, yeah. Enjoy the episode, though.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, too. Fucking happy birthday to you.
No,
a couple months in advance.
Not me.
Got ya.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Joshua's birthday was yesterday.
It was birthday.
2 days ago once this comes out.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It was birthday.
It was birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was birthday.
It was birthday.
How did you feel? How you feel now you're 26?
26 feels exactly the same currently as it did a week ago. That being said,
for me, this was when it got better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, hell yeah, let's go.
It started to get better.
I don't know, I feel like it, what is it? I feel like 26 is the first one past, like, that's like the next demographic. Like, I feel like 18 to 25 and now 26 to death, I think is how it goes, right? That's the...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It is weird. People start looking at you different. And they say they won't. You know, they're like, oh, you're 26, you're still young, you dumb, you're a bait. They'll do the performativeness of it.
Yeah.
But in the day-to-day, you'll start feeling like, oh, you know, if you drank, people wouldn't card you.
Oh, yeah, no. I will say, I've already not been carded. Like, yeah. But, like, it does feel weird getting older when people already assume that you're...
older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it feels like prepared for it every time it comes around, and it's like, oh, this makes more sense.
Yeah. It's like you're starting in the era of the age where, not the era of the age. You're starting to, like, when people ask you how old you are, they don't say anything after you say your age. Like, it used to be like, oh, you know, I'm 23, and they're like, oh, you're baby.
Or in my case, it was, oh, wow, really?
Yeah, wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah, which I think I got more of that. Yeah. Growing up, for sure.
But now you're going to say, oh, I'm 26.
And I could be like, that makes sense. Which that'll be nice.
Yeah,
it'll be weirdly nice. Yeah, it'll be...
I don't know. I was always told as a kid that, like, you want to grow up so fast. You want to grow up too fast, and you're going to look back on your childhood and be like, ooh, I yearn for my childhood. No, I fucking don't.
I don't. Currently in this moment.
This shit, being an adult is fucking epic, bro.
Yeah. I
love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
I do, because whenever I think about, like, high school, middle school, I was like, that shit
I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah,
I don't want to go back there. That was awful.
Yeah.
You cannot pay me to go back there. I say that all the time on this show.
Weirdly enough, I was thinking about, like, music taste, and I was like, God, I was surrounded by the worst
Yeah, it was
people
terrible. It was a terrible time.
Jesus, man. Fucking Phoebe Bridgers came out in 2017, and I was still in high school. If I had fucking known about Phoebe Bridgers, I feel like 90% of my problems wouldn't exist.
I think you had to have been a gay woman, though.
That's fair. I feel like it was still more underground. Yeah. Still, though.
You needed that kind of qualification before you knew.
Yeah, but no, that didn't fucking...
Yeah, that didn't happen.
But no, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just like... It's nice. And I will say, I feel the same still, which is nice.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think it's funny in our comments every once in a while whenever we say, I'm going to say any number above 30 is old. I do think people are like get angry about it. And I'm thinking about it more and I'm like, yeah, we're all old. I don't know what the fuck y'all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, old to the internet. That's usually what I mean.
That's fair. Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, the last week we were talking about the supermarket thing where I went on a rant about it.
Yeah.
Where I characterize a man in his 50s and 60s as like old and decrepit and can't do anything. And someone was like, that's not, I know people that are not that, which was great because if you listened literally 20 seconds later, I said the same thing and that it actually didn't matter for my argument.
Yeah.
Which, that's the YouTube comments. That's how it goes. People don't listen to the full. To be fair, we put out a 4-hour long podcast, so I'm not even mad about it anymore.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just sometimes you fuck up when you talk for 4 fucking hours. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, I don't think it's doubly annoying for me because I don't think 60s is old at all, even.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in when I was 10, my dad was 60.
Yeah.
I didn't think of him as old.
Fair. Now I get it.
No.
I will say, I don't think my parents are old either. I think they're close to 60 now. Oh, God. But yeah, Yeah, I think they're still relatively all right.
But I think it's normal to look back at your life and be like, damn, that was a long time ago for me in this moment.
Yeah.
Which is what I think people mean, especially at our age when we say, wow, we're old.
Yeah, as in, wow,
I'm not
a lot
in high
of
school
shit's
anymore.
happened. Yeah, in the 8 years.
And there's an annoying type of person that looks at that and goes like, yeah. Some version of that where it's like, shut up. And it's like, okay.
No,
I know.
yeah.
It's like, you want to be young again.
And that's fine.
And that's great. But I'm reminiscing and you're ruining it for some reason? I'm just chilling.
YTA to Sarah, yeah.
Okay. Whatever. I'll be an asshole, I guess. But, it just all feels forced.
No, I get it. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like, and maybe it feels lucky, I guess, to think like reminiscing on the past couple of years, like as I've gotten older and being like, yeah, a lot of shit's happened, but overall it's been good. And I think there's still room for me to grow as a person.
Yeah. There's like a weird insecurity around like at least I felt in my mid-20s. I had a weird insecurity of like, what the fuck am I doing? With my life. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, God. And it just kind of is like, no, I can literally do anything. Now that's what I feel.
That's fair. Yeah. I get it.
Like you realize, no, I'm still young. I can do stuff. And then, I mean, I guess it's interesting though, because, you watch stuff like New Girl or something growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Or even like The Office or all the sitcoms where it was about being in your 30s or being in your late 20s to early 30s and being like, oh, I need to be responsible now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm going to have that hit me at some point. But I also feel like, no, I'm fucking not. Like, I'd rather not have that.
You'd rather be irresponsible? You're too cool for school?
I mean, I don't know. In some ways, I'll be more responsible, but like... It's not like time to put down the video games forever.
No, I get that. Yeah, I think that's
30
a little wild.
And now no more video games.
I think that's wild.
But people think that, and I think that's propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda you won't fall for. Yeah. No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should be able to still enjoy things regardless of what you're. I'm gonna be 60 and still be playing games. You know what I mean?
I think so. Yeah.
Whatever ultra realistic simulator game they have at that point, that's gonna be good.
Robot Cleaner
2075. Yeah.
House Flipper 43.
Yeah, it's not as good as House Flipper 37, but it kind of has the same vibe.
Peaked.
That's when they really peaked.
That was the golden era of House Flipper.
But no, I don't know. It feels good. It was a good birthday. Fucking it was good to just chill out.
Yeah, it was very low energy, which is why I was worried the entire day.
Yeah,
that you were having a good enough time.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, hell yeah, I get to game all day. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Meanwhile, I had a horrible day.
Fucking Reacher. Yeah, you had the worst day imaginable.
And I do think most of it was because I forgot to take my pill. So my brain was like, you've been working so much, turn off. And I slept through the whole fucking day. And I was like, oh God, now I'm going to fuck up my sleep schedule. And I was racked with anxiety that I wouldn't have had if I had taken my goddamn pill. And I was like, I'm gonna stay up. Oh no. And I fucking went the fuck to sleep. I needed that sleep, I guess. And now I feel great.
Yeah.
But I don't know why on your birthday, my body was like, you're going to have a terrible day. And the luck was like, you're going to have a fucking terrible day. I thought I upset a friend of mine.
Yeah.
That apparently I didn't, but I was really like, oh God, oh no, oh God, fuck. And it was like, you make one kind of mistake or something happens in the morning and then the rest of the day is off.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
That's how it was.
Fuck, man.
And I was like, I can't, and I don't want to dump all this on Josh because it's his fucking birthday.
I'm trying to vibe out over here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Get this shit figured out before you come over to me. Yeah.
So then I waited until like 12 a.m. and I was like,
not his birthday anymore. It's technically
not your birthday anymore.
Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate it. Yeah, really.
You're welcome.
On the fucking buzzer, man.
Yeah.
Jesus. But no, it was a good day for me at least. I don't know. I'm happy. Yeah. I will say it's also a good day when to segue. I don't have much else to say about my birthday other than it happened. To have one of the best season finales ever to a season. Yeah. We
man.
Welcome to the studio rehearsal discussion part of the podcast. 2 shows ended. Apparently Last of Us also ended. We haven't watched that.
No, because of Neil Druckmann being a Zionist.
Yeah,
I haven't
like
looked at it at
weird
all.
little freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the fucking 2 studio rehearsal, very great finales in their own little. It feels like it's hard to talk about both these shows because I now feel like with the studio, I'm just gonna say like, yeah, it was a good 10 episodes, just fun comedy, pretty realistic about the film industry. Anyway, let's talk 10 hours long about the rehearsal.
I could talk about the studio. I like the studio.
Yeah.
I went from really not liking it to really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like the world it created was really fun. I think the ending of it was just like, I think with all of the great TV we've had this year so far, it would it would be a mistake to overlook just like a solid ending to a season of TV.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I feel like
it's hard to do that.
Yeah,
it really is.
And I think what is it? Because if we're going on that route, like I feel like the rehearsal had a very like whoa, and like Severance had like a whoa, and then probably The Bear's gonna have a whoa.
Yeah, most likely.
Probably a little less than both.
Or it could be since it's the last season of the show.
Yeah,
it could be just like a nice wrap up.
But yeah, it feels like with the studio, it just feels like a nice. I enjoyed the story of it, even though there wasn't really that much of a complete through line from episode 1 to 10 or 8, whatever it was.
It was. I actually liked the through line at the end where, and spoilers for both of these shows, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
Where Seth Rogen's character, his old boss, was like, "You've become a great studio exec. You've grown a lot," and I liked that. I liked that because it is. I love a show that is character driven rather than story driven.
Yeah.
And that's something that not a lot of people like, and I really like it.
No, yeah, and especially with him as like the studio executive that is like really insecure, but also like really wants to be
like good, and also but wants to stand up for his values,
Yeah, but also has to make sure that this studio stays afloat, or else.
Well, and we were talking in the warm up segment. There are these shows where it's comedian spearheaded, like the Tom Segura shitty sketch show, which don't watch.
Don't watch.
But the studio. I was worried in the first episode it was going to be, this is the Seth Rogen show.
And it's not really.
He takes a back seat multiple times in the season.
Yeah.
And makes his kind of growth the B plot to what's going on.
In the episode,
Not the literal B plot. There are other B plots in per episode.
Yeah.
But it's kind of background, him being it changes the POV to like his assistant that's trying to prove herself. And it's all of a sudden there's a whole episode about his 2 assistants that are going up to him and being like, I want to pitch this movie. I want to pitch this movie. And he's like,
yeah, like the 2 other executives at the studio. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice. It's a nice humility from a comedian spearheading a TV show that you don't usually see, because he's like an idiot in the background that's being led like like sheep and sheepdogs, you know?
Yeah, as everyone tries to like get something from
Manipulate
him,
and do all this shit around him. And it ends up being like a really funny, really classical, like Rube Goldberg machine of events that happen.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows that Seth Rogen is able to like put away his ego for a better show.
Yeah. And
which
also
is great.
Not stick to, because I feel like people put Seth Rogen in the drug bubble still, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, what is it?
It happens in the show.
It does happen, but there's only like 2 episodes that are dedicated to the idea of being high, but also it's like at a detriment.
And it also is like, he's good at it. I don't know.
Really
he is good at it.
Yeah.
He's good at writing drug-based comedy.
Yeah. Especially when in the last 2 episodes where it's like he wants to latch onto this idea of like
old Hollywood.
Fucking old Hollywood. This is how they used to do it. Fuck the young people. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do this. And then it also leads to what I appreciate is like a realization of like, maybe old Hollywood wasn't as great as I'm putting it out to be. And actually it might have fucked me up.
Maybe I should trust myself, which is kind of the whole point of the show, you know, is that, you know, maybe these ideas, Hollywood, the current nature of film should trust itself and its ability to make things.
Yes.
And we should celebrate the people that make them instead of the corporations that
for sure,
you know, flood the money, flood everything with money.
And I will say it feels like every corporate decision that's made in the show has some sort of like
grounding and realism.
Because like there's one episode where they're talking about the Kool-Aid movie and like they want to do rewrites because they think it's racist to have Ice Cube is the Kool-Aid man and then they decide, oh, hold on a second, it's like a black family and a white family. There's no interracial, or there was like interracial, but like it wasn't interracial enough.
And there was like, wait, him having a like Asian wife
is
also stereotype that black men aren't in relationships with black women.
So then we have to do that. But
so
then,
we have to make. So now it's like white versus black. The movie, and then I was all black, and then I was like, no, now it's for sure we're associating black people with Kool-Aid. And then we have to go back to the original.
Yeah, and it's just about how white people just fucking don't.
Or stupid.
Yeah. And then also like because in that one the corporate decision also of like telling the director like hush hush like, hey, like maybe do AI, maybe you do. And then at the end of it,
okay, whatever. It's a side thing.
But then it comes up right at the end when they're trying to introduce the Kool-Aid movie.
That's
and then
what people are upset about. All this shit that they were worried about, that whether they spent all this money on, that made it so that they had to use AI in their movie.
Yeah, or even talk about the idea of using it. Like,
made it, that was the actual thing. And so it was like, if you had just trusted yourself in the beginning, you wouldn't
have this. Nothing bad would have actually occurred. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you didn't cut corners, you also wouldn't have had this scandal, which is interesting and extremely validating to us, because that's been our philosophy for making content on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see the parallels in the entertainment industry.
No, yeah.
With our own small business is
trying to keep shit afloat. Yeah. That's fair. I get it.
Like, I don't know, with the rehearsal also, to compare and contrast, there wasn't an episode of the rehearsal where I was like, yes. But there was in the studio where he is talking to his doctor friends who are shitting on shitty art. Yeah,
and we talked about Isaac too, and that was a very freeing moment, I guess. Like, man, because it does feel like because I get the fear, I think, in a lot of people's heads when they're like doing something creative.
Yeah. Of, is this going to be liked? Should I change this to be what an audience would like, or should I just make what I believe is good?
Or the idea that like people won't appreciate is what I'm talking about. Like appreciate the art that you do or the work that you do because they see themselves as like art is not actually a job, you know?
Right. So,
but in reality, if you got rid of all the art in your life, you would not have anything, basically.
Yeah, essentially anything. Yeah. Like even in like, you know, STEM guys like to pretend like they're the backbone of society, but you still need someone to design your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
People still have to go on a website and look at it.
Yeah. They still have to make the design for the shit. They have to make the marketing for the thing for people to buy it.
Now that we got AI, we can just program
Yeah, and it looks like fucking dog shit.
a website where all the letters merge into each other. And
I saw a fucking Twitter thread yesterday where someone took a screen cap of a TikTok that Dream made because they were just like shocked that they saw Dream on TikTok, I guess. And then someone used Grok to change it into a Family Guy style of like Family Guy, but he's ginger and he's sitting in a hospital bed.
the fuck?
But it fucking burned down a forest to do this stupid.
Yeah, so
meme.
thanks, Grok.
It just looked like utter dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked horrible. And it, of course, in the middle of it was completely racist at some point.
Anyway, this Family Guy is really talking about how white genocide is. The fact that was a fucking...
Yeah, that Grok kept putting white genocide and everything. Crazy.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but yeah, like it sucks being in a job that I think a lot of people still
don't appreciate
or look down on. Yeah.
Even though it's so prevalent in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the studio does a good job of like showing no, this is work. This is work. Actually really hard shit.
And yeah, it's silly.
Oh,
sometimes,
for sure.
But it's work and it's really important.
Yeah.
And I was worried too at the beginning that it would be like, I feel bad for the studios, but it's not. It's feel bad for the fucking artists that are getting dunked on.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the finale of it too, being like, bring out my friends.
Yeah.
Me and my friends make art.
Yeah.
And I love them.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt like the show might not get a second season,
but it's still a fine conclusion.
I like making it, which is important, I think, for creatives to have that
moment
idea out there.
Yeah. Me and my friends got together.
Yeah, okay.
Made a show.
It's not profitable. It's not going to get a second thing. But
we might get sold to Amazon. Yeah.
It was great. And I think that's a great way to end the show and keep it in limbo,
Yeah, it's a very solid season of television.
Super solid, yeah.
And I enjoy, and you're right about the Seth Rogen taking a backseat, because I'm thinking about because you're talking about his former assistant becoming an executive.
Yeah.
And slowly having to navigate a bunch of older people looking down on her specifically because she's new and also. And
then also his other assistant or executive being I don't understand young people. I'm not cool to my children.
Yeah.
Am I being pushed out of my job? I need to be hip for my job.
Yeah.
Which is, ideas I've had simultaneously. Feelings I've had simultaneously working and doing this one podcast.
Yeah. So, this low stakes.
Low stakes, no money, no corporations to piss off, no one to sue me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. It was nice. It's a nice, easy watch for me, I guess. I will say, I wonder if I watch back on it, maybe the first episode is better. I will say the first episode we really got fucked over by, and I think we said this in the Patreon exclusive we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we watched the last one, Laughing Canada, and they just kept cursing.
And then we saw a bunch of cursing in the studio, and we were like, oh no.
But there was a vibe change from the first one to the second one.
For sure,
where it's the golden hour one, and he falls over.
Oh god, the idea of doing a one shot and oh, dude, that's such a good one too.
The golden oneer,
yeah,
that's great.
That's you can't always get what you want. Plays in the which is an idea stolen from the Minion movie.
Yeah, yeah, it's just good shit, man.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
And speaking of the concept of creating things and the entertainment industry. The rehearsal. So,
because he created an airport.
Yeah.
I got you. Don't worry. I got you.
Wow.
Recording this on Monday, the 26th, a day after the finale
of the rehearsal came out.
When we first talked about this on the Patreon, we only talked about 2 episodes, and holy shit.
Yeah, a lot has happened since.
In 4 weeks of television. Okay.
So if you don't know the rehearsal, I'm going to give a quick summary of the first season.
Yes.
The rehearsal started out as like a concept where Nathan Fielder, the guy from Nathan For You, where he would go to businesses and try to quote unquote save them
by
wacky
ideas. Like the first episode is like a yogurt shop, and it's like the plan: create a poop flavor of yogurt.
Yeah, like weird marketing
shock.
stuff. And it's kind of like if you know Borat, where they go and they talk to real people.
Yeah,
and they sort of let them make fools of themselves kind of situation.
And I will say with Nathan For You, there's two big things that I remember going like super viral. One was dumb Starbucks, which using parody law allowed them to just use all of Starbucks and then the other one was they faked a video of some animal saving another animal at a zoo to try and drum up interest
for a zoo.
Yeah,
that's
and apparently
funny.
it was good enough to where like local news stations were playing it and shit. Like, so he duped a bunch of people into thinking this was a real thing.
Yeah. But yeah, Nathan Fielder, he does a lot of shit like this where he will set up these long, complicated things as jokes. And so the rehearsal was about taking anxiety away from like situations. The first episode being a guy wants to tell some friends that he's been lying about his master's degree at a trivia night. So Nathan Fielder builds a bar for the guy to be in.
Practically an exact replica in a warehouse.
Yes. That he keeps also.
That he keeps throughout the show.
Season.
And second season too.
Yeah.
And then also hires extras to play in the bar, but then also has someone play the person that he wants to talk to.
And they run through every possible scenario to get the guy comfortable with divulging this secret.
Yeah.
Because he's scared of his friends dropping him for lying to them for a long time.
Yeah.
And that evolves into creating a woman wants to know how she'd be as a mother. And so Nathan pretends to be the father of her kid.
Not even that too.
After multiple, she tries to find a partner and the guy is a piece of shit.
And then he just leaves in the middle of the night.
You know, an actor or something. And then they have like an actor child that they swap out.
Every 8 hours because that's all they can. And then at night they can't have actors. So they have a robot that cries.
Yeah. For her to she lives in this thing for like a week or 2 weeks or whatever.
And then just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it ended with a concept of what is real and what is fake. Nathan is kind of blurring the line between real and fake because he develops a weird paternal relationship with one of the child actors.
Yeah, who still calls him daddy,
and it's bad because the child actor is has issues with his own father. His own father is not in the picture.
Yeah.
So
it kind of becomes also a question of child actors. Is it ethical to have child actors?
Yeah, there's weird ethical concerns that come up in the first season of the rehearsal.
Yeah.
I think the conclusion when people were watching the first season was, is Nathan apologizing for Nathan For You and the way that he treated people, during that time? And what is actually wrong with Nathan that he thinks that is cool
to do? Yeah.
And so now, season 2, it took a while to get to this point.
Yes.
It starts out.
The premise is...
Joshua, you could go ahead.
Okay, premise of season 2, at the start, first episode is, planes are crashing, but it's because of the idea that pilots and co-pilots don't have good communication skills.
They're too awkward to bring up that the first officer, that the captain is doing something wrong.
Yeah, so when the co-pilot wants to say something, they don't, which then leads to
plane crashes.
Especially when the co-pilot thinks are you sure that's the right runway size or whatever, or your right elevation. Yeah. So his plan, the plan, is to use his idea of rehearsing, right, to simulate in conversations between pilots
in the cockpit to stop planes from crashing.
But not only in the cockpit, apparently he goes to an airport and films actual pilots just standing next to each other, not talking to each other.
Right.
He gets interviews with real pilots who talk about there's a secret pilot room that they go into that
and no one talks
to each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that's really funny given the Sully thing that happens where he pretends that there's
I know. I was just thinking that. That is so funny.
People doing cocaine's like, all right, nerd, Sully, fucking.
Well, apparently Sully is really hard to work with, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah. So, which, I mean, we'll come back to it.
Yeah,
I think I know why now.
But, okay, so, Jesus. So, but yeah, so his idea is to rent out 3 different warehouses in Los Angeles, wherever they're recording.
Yeah.
And recreate an entire airport and terminal to try and see how pilots act with each other. So that includes getting actors to pretend to be fucking like passengers and shit and like going through security and whatever.
Yeah.
Then it kind of becomes about a couple pilots specifically. Like there's one socially awkward pilot. There's also a fake reality music competition called
to get pilots used to confronting people and like crushing someone's hopes and dreams.
Yes.
By making them do like The Voice or something.
Yeah, and like they do auditions for people, and then it's basically like, hey, you have to like tell people if you don't think they can move on. You have to say no.
Yeah.
And then they also get rated by the
person on how good they are at stopping somebody's
and how they feel,
because Nathan realizes that the relationship, like in the moment, it's imperative for pilots to charismatically assert dominance over somebody else in a professional way, and he becomes obsessed with that kind of concept.
Because then he becomes he does the interview too, because apparently he says he worked as like a PA on a voice show at some point, like or a similar show to that.
Yeah.
And like he didn't know if people liked him, so he does it with the numbers.
Yeah.
And like he gets like 2s and 3s, and then like
at one point he gets a 6, but he turns it around and it could have been a 9.
Yeah, so it's like, because there's one pilot in particular that's getting like high reviews or whatever,
and he talks to her.
Which I think is also the point where it starts to the seed of like, oh, this is actually going to be about Nathan again. Okay,
right, because in the part where he gets a 6 or a 9, you don't know. It's kind of left up to interpretation.
Yeah,
he tells it's like a teenage girl, and he tells her like, hey, there were a lot of people that got up to that wanted to do this, like that saw this, and they didn't do it, and you did it. You're not going to be moving on because you're not there yet, but the fact that you get up and do this, keep doing it more and more, and you're going to be able to make it, kind of.
Yeah.
And that was like a really poignant thing, and it kind of felt like he was being real, like he was being his real self in that moment. But once again, we don't know if it's real, what's and what's fake at this point. And so that's where we kind of get into, and that's where he gets his most accurate kind of response. His best response was when he's being this real, direct kind of Nathan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
autism.
Well, before autism,
okay,
Sully, I think, happens next.
Right. So Nathan wants to go through. He wants to rehearse the life of Sully, the pilot that saved a bunch of people by landing it on the Hudson River.
Yes.
Because he's the best pilot, and he has a book out about his life.
Yeah, and also in his thing, he actually asked for advice from the co-pilot, which is what if part of the thesis is that because the two pilots work together, that what could have been a disaster was actually subverted by them communicating, and so he speed runs it to the point where like to scale, he's a baby,
right?
And he makes a big like
wooden puppet, like a Pinocchio puppet of his mother.
Yeah,
that comes in and like it's really strange looking television.
Yeah, he is breastfed by the puppet.
Yeah.
And we talked about it too, where it's like it's wild that this is not the most shocking thing in this entire.
Yeah, no one talks about this part.
No
man.
one ever.
It's so weird.
Yeah, but like as he grows up, like he gets like stilt walkers to still be the parents, so like by scale, it's still like, and just living out all these different things.
Oh yeah, we kind of see him jerk off at one point.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's about Sully
having
Sully, his crush, he flies his crush in a plane, and it's about having to have the mental fortitude to be aroused
while still flying this
plane and making sure that they're both alive by the end of it. So Nathan hires like an
actress to be in the plane before the arousal part, then
tells everybody to leave,
including the crew himself.
And then he watches porn and jerks off, and
while
then
the robot,
while the robot, thing is there, and then he has them all come back in, and
it goes back
while
to
he's aroused, but not jerking off anymore.
Yeah,
like post arousal, I guess.
Yeah, just
so it doesn't harm anybody ethically, I guess.
And trying to land the plane.
Yeah.
And he then eventually goes to the point where like in the book, Sully eventually gets an iPod at an airport, I guess, is how it's kind of shown in the show, where it's like
he in the book, Sully like isn't really
discussing his
listen to music, and he doesn't really describe his feelings.
Yeah.
But the only time he does is when he is describing the song Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
And coincidentally,
when he lands the Hudson,
there's a silence for 29 seconds, something like that.
Which happens to be the exact amount of time for the chorus
of Bring Me to Life
by Evanescence. And there's a really great, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. I never said you actually need to watch this.
The rehearsal is required viewing for life, I think.
Just this one scene of Nathan Fielder dressed up as Sully Sullenberger, the airplane pilot that landed the plane in the Hudson River.
Yeah.
Listening to the chorus to Bring Me to Life by Evanescence. And you need to also know that Amy Lee, the lead vocalist from Evanescence, said after this episode, immediately after, that Nathan Fielder is a genius. So I need you to know that these things happen in life, because if you're sad, just think about that. I don't know. It'll make you laugh. It has to. It's so fucking funny. Please.
God. Before we get to the autism too, because there's another episode too, but also this starts bringing up the idea because of how pilots don't really share their feelings because they're worried if they say that they're like depressed or if there's like something wrong.
The FAA will take away their license.
And they're out of a job. They're fucked.
Right.
Yeah. Because they talk about it too, where like there's a couple different pilots where they talk about like, yeah, you can't say that. There's also a really funny guy that talks about dating, and
he says he's been kicked off of every dating app,
single one,
including Instagram, which is crazy.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
You have to be horrible, and there are multiple people. But kind of the part of the rehearsal I don't really like is the audience. In any kind of show where it's very real and also very fake, the audience always ends up getting a parasocial relationship with everyone involved. So because the rehearsal is dealing with real people, like if you go on the rehearsal subreddit, it's people being like, what's the socials for this person? What's the socials for that person? And I kind of feel like
that's a little,
come on, man.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not actors.
And these are real people. Because like, what is it? There's one pilot that's real, Colin, I think.
Colin, and also pilot Moody, where in the first episode they find out that his girlfriend is
getting flowers
from a friend at her work at Starbucks.
Yeah, and apparently
they've broken up. Apparently,
yeah. Oh God! But also, because the pilot was afraid of confrontation, so
he didn't want to confront his girlfriend. Yeah.
So they start introducing the idea of having the pilots play characters.
Yeah,
they don't do blunt and all ears just yet, but like it's like, okay, so you're both pilots and you don't know each other, so you can talk about whatever you want. And then they talk about the
really harsh,
and it's like the most realistic,
like a boyfriend and a girlfriend really
having fight.
like almost a breakup
fight
argument. Yeah.
And it's so good. But yeah,
it's really good. Yeah.
But yeah, so then there's the Colin guy who he doesn't have a lot of friends, I think, or he wants to have a romantic relationship,
but he's too afraid.
Yeah, so
he's not done any dating apps or anything. He's just afraid to talk to women.
Yeah, so then Nathan recreates his apartment 5 different times and gets 5 actors to play him, and then also one of the actresses extras starts dating,
likes him.
Yeah,
genuinely, and starts dating him.
Yeah,
but I do want to bring up, is this actress only doing this because she wants more screen time?
Yeah, so it's like
which honestly, I'm going to be honest, my feelings about it, I don't think so. I think she was genuinely
I don't think so
interested.
either, but it's also one of those things where it's like, what are the odds that like, I hope it doesn't feel like they were coerced into dating or being friends with Colin. Yeah.
That's a feeling, I think.
Yeah.
That's a theme and a feeling that is consistent throughout the show is, are these actors doing this just because are they doing it because they genuinely believe it themselves personally? Or are they doing it because they need roles?
Which that comes up in the last episode, which we'll talk about when we get there. But with that too specifically, like, because then they both play eventually, like, what is it, like girlfriend kiss me or like something? Yeah. To try and get Colin to like make the first move and kiss, you know?
And he kisses her on the cheek, I think, or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But also it brings up a point also with actors like romantic, like what is it? Because they have like an on-set intimacy coordinator,
right?
And like they bring the partners of like the different actors to watch them
be intimate with other actors. So like,
yeah,
in Colin's apartment 5 times they have actors like kind of be intimate with each other as if they were in different stages of a relationship.
Yeah.
So that I guess Nathan can like see how that would happen,
and
so he can try to emulate that with Colin.
Yeah,
to get Colin like used to it. Because he kind of uses like the idea of like there's this like pack thing too.
Yes,
where they have a bunch of actors emulate Colin, so he feels more confident because it's not just him.
Yeah, because they make like a fake like coffee shop set.
yeah.
Sorry,
it's really funny.
Just like 10 actors like. All doing the same motions,
doing the same, saying the same thing at the same time, and
to try and get him more confident. And then
so he tries to get Colin used to intimacy by being just like around intimacy, and so these actors have to like, and it's up to them whether how far they want to go.
Yeah,
because they have the intimacy coordinator there, and she's saying it's all about consent, which is true. And,
yes,
you know,
yeah.
But then Nathan was like, but what about like these actors are like kissing. And like feeling each other up and like maybe even having sex with each other, you know?
Yeah.
So like, are they like what's genuine and what's real?
Yeah, because they can see it as like a role.
What's real and what's fake?
Yeah.
So then he has their partners show up, and most of the partners are fine.
Yeah, because they're like, well, that's not really them. It's not my partner. Their character. Yeah.
And he's kind of baffled by this idea.
Yeah. He's also baffled by the idea of the eye look, when like.
Oh yeah, when you look at somebody's women, when you look at somebody's lips and you look at the eyes and you look at the lips and you look at the eyes to indicate that you want to kiss, you know?
Yeah. Jesus, man. Yeah, and eventually Colin does kiss, I think for real, like not just on the cheek too, but
it's also like he's got a camera on him.
Yeah, so it's like I get why it's this is not an ideal position to be in. Okay, autism.
Now we're at autism.
We got there.
Because essentially what Nathan is fascinated by is the concept of masking.
Yes.
Which is, I've been peer-reviewed autistic. I haven't had a diagnosis, and I'm not going to because of the list. The American government.
You want to become an FAA. You want to make sure you're
I'm
good.
already on SSRI, so I'm going to the camp. All right? Like, you know?
But in that episode specifically, because Nathan's goal is to go to Congress, so he also has a fake rehearsal of like being at Congress and like making a masturbation joke and then telling the audience to laugh at the masturbation.
Yeah, and then it also is the theme of actors just overdoing what they actually want to do.
But so he wants to get there's a congressman that's like part of like an autism organization and like is like so what Nathan wants to do is become
to the organization to become a member, like an advocate, so that he can get an in with that congressman, because
apparently a lot of people, neurodivergent people, enjoy the rehearsal because it is
about masking, essentially,
exactly, and it's relatable to them. I wouldn't know personally, but
shut the fuck up. I have felt this way about the rehearsal season 1 because I feel like when I was a teen I did this a lot. Like I would pretend say things before going to school.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like jokes, especially. When I would try to make people laugh. I would think of jokes and say them multiple times. And I thought I was just writing jokes. But part of it is I was masking. I was trying to be the most likable version of myself. And believe it or not, by the end of the day, I was fucking exhausted because I was putting on a
You were
performance.
just masking, yeah.
And so I felt like a weird kinship with the rehearsal since season 1 because I feel like me doing that in school did help me perform, like for this show as well.
For your job now,
Yeah, because we are masking when we do this, you know. Because we are putting on a, you know, it's a more real version of ourselves, but it's a heightened version, you know.
Yeah,
it's a performance.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm very like subdued when I'm off camera.
Yeah, no, same.
And it's something too that has been easy to slip into now because we've been doing this for so long.
Yeah,
you put a camera and a microphone in front of us, we're like, and we've been through situations where it's scary because we're just going.
Yeah,
and we don't realize what we're saying, and then we have to make retractions later.
Oh God,
because we were unmedicated and we were just kind of saying things.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Now I feel like I have more control over what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I at least know why I'm not performing at the best ability versus I am, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And so watching the rehearsal, it's like an unmedicated version of me would do this about things.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I've seen you do it. Like you do the thing with writing where you'll rewrite something. You used to do that a lot where you would rewrite something for hours before you would send a text or like a email or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, what is it with, in the rehearsal, like going to the autism center, the center of autism.
Yeah. In Canada.
Yeah, in Canada, yeah. Like the person there, she is like really heavily implying like that Nathan might be autistic.
And he's very adamantly like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Which I think is important. I didn't like it in the first part because I was like, come on, Nathan, what the fuck? And I get it's a funny joke, but it, you know.
Yeah, and it's
once again, it's in the context of everything going on. It's not really a funny joke.
Yeah.
But I get what he's doing.
Yeah, because especially in the last episode,
it all kind of ties everything up together.
Yeah, because I will say in the denial also of him trying to be like, well, I'm not autistic. I'm normal, actually. So I'm not going to rehearse going to this meeting with this congressman to talk about my idea of rehearsing with pilots.
Which is the most, like, you can see when he starts reading off of a paper instead of making eye contact with the guy.
Yeah.
How it hurts his credibility in the moment. But also how this guy that's supposed to be on this autism like board
advisory,
and cares about autistic people is seeing...
Also doesn't know what masking is, also.
Right, he doesn't know what masking is, which was crazy. Has a low supports needs autistic person in front of him, most likely.
Yeah.
And is just judging him.
Yeah.
As if he's a character to laugh at. And I think because Nathan is a comedian, I think the question we're supposed to take from that is, why do we see neurodivergent people? Which is honestly, I think, a capitulation from the first season of, you know, his apology for making fun of these people that were weird, quote unquote. Why do we see like this uncanny valley effect of autistic people that are weird?
Yeah.
Why are they good in entertainment?
You
know? Why are you laughing at this? And I think it's, why do we look down on these people in a way? Are we laughing with them or are we laughing at them?
Yeah.
That's what I took from that scene. I think there's a lot of other things you can take from that scene as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we didn't even talk about and also warning, if you're going to watch this, the woman that he talks to at the autistic center is someone that is, has
actually
controversy because she claims she can, quote unquote, fix autism.
Yeah.
By doing this, like, high masking rehearsal-esque situation.
Yeah.
And I think...
But it's also in that too, because like they have with the airport set specifically, they bring
autistic children
kids,
in,
to give them like
to get used to the airport. And I think it's good to some extent. I think you shouldn't
say it's a cure.
No,
or, I think that's when it goes too far.
I think things should be made accessible for people with autism. I think we should make everything accessible to people that have disabilities.
Yeah.
In general, like you wouldn't teach somebody in a wheelchair to learn how to walk.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But also that's another thing too, where it's like changes. Yeah, and also like it's one of those things too, where it's like if you make infrastructure for people who are disabled, you're actually benefiting literally everybody. Yeah, like.
Well, and it kind of leads the show into the conversation of if society is not going to change, right?
Yeah.
If society that is hostile to autistic people is just not changing, what are autistic people supposed to do?
And
it's mask.
Yeah, and that's literally because like in the last episode, Nathan does get tested for autism, but he also
because he wants to be so
hold on, 2 years earlier.
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay, well, yes, actually, no, you're right. 2 years earlier, Nathan started
taking flight lessons.
Yes. To become a pilot.
Yes.
Because he says that to understand pilots completely, he wants to
be in the cockpit.
Become a pilot for real.
Yes.
And it takes him a long time to learn how to do it, mostly because he was dealing with anxiety in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And not trusting himself. And the moment that he said to himself every day, I'm competent and I'm going to do this.
Something clicked.
And he started figuring out his not second guessing himself, not worrying about things.
And the joke is like he is the longest trainee pilot, like the longest anyone had to train him before getting a license.
It took like 33 hours or something is the usual amount of time before people learn.
It's like
it was like 30 something hours and it took him like 150 hours.
I thought it was like 300 hours and then like 7. Oh no, because it was 230 hours
just to learn it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
Not you need like 1,500 or something
to commercially
to start to be considered to be a commercial airplane pilot.
To then get into the simulations of like 37s, 47s, Airbuses, shit like that. Yeah. And with the autism, eventually as they get closer to him, like actually his goal is to actually fly a plane with people in it with a co-pilot.
And if you have any sort of like mental disability, like anxiety, depression, autism,
you have to disclose it with the FAA,
which most likely means that you're not going to get your license.
Yes, to the point where like he's Googling it and goes on Reddit and like someone says, hey, my pilot friend got diagnosed with autism, what
is he going to lose his license? And everyone in the comments are like,
what the fuck? Why would you do that?
Why would you get unnecessary diagnoses, quote unquote?
Yes,
because it would ruin his life.
Yeah.
And I'm going to attach the show very plainly puts this out and doesn't really give you any conclusions until the very end, where it kind of leaves it up in the air. It doesn't tell you exactly what the show's position on it is.
Yeah.
Or what Nathan's position on it is.
Up until the last millisecond. Yeah.
Which even then you could like most of how people are responding to this, which I found disappointing, was that real or was that fake? No. And I don't care. I don't care about that. I care about the conversation.
That. Yeah.
Because I've had this, people tell me to get diagnosed all the time, to try and get a diagnosis.
Yeah.
And I'm consistently afraid of doing that because if I want to move to a different country, are they going to let me in? Am I going to be put on a list?
Yeah.
But also, it would make my life way better.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be real with you. Nathan doesn't even breach that topic about autism diagnosis. He never admits that his life would be better.
Yeah.
If he was diagnosed as autistic.
Yeah.
Which I think is a shame. I think he should. I think when you're talking about autism, you should mention that. Because I do think that's something that is, it's maybe not super realistic, but it is like, if people are going to look at you different and they might treat you, they're probably going to treat you worse, but also you're going to get, there's a more likelihood that you're going to get, accessibility in certain places, but also the system isn't set up for you to have good accessibility. So, but it's a crapshoot, and it's not the autistic person's fault, I think.
No, yeah.
It's the people that built that system.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
No, I agree with that.
But I do think, if you're making content for like entertainment and you're talking about these topics, I think you should have that in your thing, which is my only criticism about it. Like, you should have that conversation in there instead of leaving it up to interpretation, especially now when we're dealing with a lot of like eugenics talking points. I think people are more likely to take the concept that nobody should get diagnosed as autistic, which I think is very close to, no, we should all just hide our autisticness in the shadows, which is eugenics talk. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Because can I go through the process of the autism specifically? Like,
yeah.
So
can I go through the process of the autism specifically? This is funny. It's just a funny phrase. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, in the show, how it's presented. So, he goes through. He does the
It's called a functional MRI, where they can see how his brain like waves match up to different mental, like they can find out if he has depression, anxiety, and all these other things.
Yeah, okay, but before all that too, like when he's learning how to do the 737 shit, right? Apparently it's common to have like 1,500 hours or whatever before being considered, but he still goes
300
ahead
or something.
Yeah, or something like that. But like what happens is he pays for it himself basically to go learn how to fly 737 in Vegas, where he
mentions that he used to have a gambling addiction
back when he was
a gambling problem.
Yeah, back when he was younger. He goes through and completes the training in a month.
Yeah,
and then he gets his pilot. He gets his license. He can fly a 737 now.
Yeah,
and then he goes to Vegas and he watches a magic show, and he talks about how when he was a kid, when he was 13, he got into magic. And like, it's not the fact that to go back on with masking, where it's like
people didn't like his magic because they didn't buy his movements.
Yeah,
he did magic in a weird way. Yeah, and he studied magicians and
emulated them.
And
then I think he takes it a step farther, where he did that with everybody. Right. Is kind of what he says, which is to go on the masking. And then he talks about his gambling addiction, like, am I betting on people's lives doing this? Because also in the start of that episode, he's interviewing the actors that are going to be on the plane.
Right.
Like saying, like, it's funny at first where it's like, oh, can I have a Pepsi? Yeah. Can I have a Diet Pepsi? And it's like, just like explaining, having them act on a plane.
Yeah, he's making them rehearse their lines.
Yeah. Which,
for when they go on a plane that he is going to actually fly and land.
Yes. Yeah. And there's one actor specifically is like, and actors are saying yes to it. And people are saying yes to it. And Nathan's like, yeah. And he's like, wow, fucking actors, man.
Yeah.
And then also he's on the plane.
He ends up being on the plane
as well. Yeah. So it's like, oh, you're also, it, but you're not exempt from it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's important because it once again brings up, do these guys believe in Nathan?
Or
do they just,
are they trying to get their
screen time?
Yeah. Their 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so good. So yeah, but to go with the masking then, like, and he does fly the plane.
Yeah.
He has the actual co-pilot with him who is freaking out the entire time.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think what happens in the cockpit is accurate.
Okay.
That's my opinion. Because the guy that he chooses specifically has 5,000 hours of flying a 737.
Yeah. So
he chooses someone that is very blunt. He feels like he has a good repertoire with, not repertoire, repartee, maybe the rapport.
Dynamic.
Rapport is what I'm trying to say. Rapport with, where he feels like they're both quite, blunt about things.
But also the co-pilot very specifically wants to work in media production.
Nathan is choosing him, and it's kind of like, I think that was an interesting choice because it's showing that like Nathan's choosing people with a bias
to make it more like,
which I think if literal lives weren't on the line, it would be funny to kind of stupidity of choosing someone that obviously wants to suck up to you because you're in entertainment.
Yeah.
And he's telling you about his TV show
ideas
to get further in the entertainment industry. But I think because lives are on the line, it's harrowing. It's like, oh God, I don't know. But the guy has 5,000 hours of
and is able to
communicate. And during the flight, they do have an issue where
on takeoff, Nathan actually forgot something,
and you can see it's obvious that the co-pilot is like, oh, we forgot that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And Nathan asks him what's going on, and he says that everything's okay. So he lies.
Yeah.
And halfway through, Nathan does this thing that he's been doing with the actors where he says, okay, you're going to be first officer, which is the name
Officer
of the
Blunt.
co-pilot. But yeah, you're going to be first officer Blunt. I'm going to be Captain All Ears, where you can be blunt with me and tell me feedback, and I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And the point of it isn't necessarily that it is like, okay, now I'm playing a character. It is the point, but it also is the majority of the work happens when it cuts the tension.
Yeah.
And now they're joking, and now they feel like they're friends, and they feel like they can,
now we can actually
bring stuff up.
Yeah, because I will say before that happens, like the first officer, he's like making up like, oh, sometimes I like swim my eyes when I'm looking at the sun, which might be true, but also it's like this is all said before he
obviously
admits.
A lie to me.
Yeah, like trying to not.
But I don't think you can blame him. Honestly, I don't think so. I think Nathan is very purposefully putting everyone in this situation into a very stressful situation to see if they tell the truth.
Yeah.
He's putting everyone's lives on the line to see if they will tell the truth or if they are scared of Nathan.
Yes.
In some sort of power dynamic way to not tell him the truth.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't think you can fly a plane because I think you're weird.
Yeah. If nothing else, or you're inexperienced, or you're the least experienced, as you jokingly will say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thesis statement of the show is Nathan did put in the work to make sure that everybody was safe because he is forcing people who have a kind of ableist bias of looking at him as somebody that's weird and strange, but they'll do anything
because he's in a position of power.
Because he's in a position of power.
And they want that 15 minutes, baby.
He is kind of solving a childhood wound of people not caring about him or giving a shit about him and forcing them to trust him.
Yeah.
And putting them specifically in situations where they are trusting him the utmost amount, even though society is telling him that he can't fly a plane because he's probably autistic.
And autistic people can't fly planes, apparently.
Pilots are telling him he can't fly a plane because he doesn't have enough experience. Experts are saying he can't fly a plane because he doesn't have enough experience.
And legally, you can't do specific things, but you can find a loophole.
He's using a legal loophole to fly this plane. And then he flies the plane, and he lands the plane.
Yeah.
And now he has the credibility of being a guy that flew a plane with people inside.
Yes.
Which is, at the end of it, shown by him being like, I now have this job where I fly empty commercial 737s
to between airports, different places.
To get them to, whatever.
Yeah.
And I do this, and he deletes the voicemail with the results.
So so there's a final performance of this fake music reality competition where they have the lady that wins perform "Bring Me to Life."
By Vanessa.
So that ties that bow up, right?
Yeah.
But then also during it, he has a voicemail on his phone of like, "Hey, here's your results. We have your results if you're ready for it."
Yeah.
He deletes the voicemail, as you say, and right at the end, the last line is basically, because only normal people can be in the cockpit,
you can't be broken. You can't be wrong if you're in the cockpit.
And because he's in the cockpit,
he's the smartest, most normal guy ever.
Yes. Roll credits. Yeah.
And it's really poignant to me.
Yeah.
I think. And I was shocked by the description of the episode was Nathan makes a big bet.
Yeah.
It's like gambling.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
The whole thing is he has a problem with gambling. And this is kind of, and it's weird. It was so poignant to me because growing up, my mom would say all the time that she's a gambler and that I wasn't. I'm not a gambler, you know? And I think I connected a lot with growing up and being like, I have to overthink everything. I was constantly accused of overthinking, I think, on like word problems, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is, I've seen too, like, you know, when you go and you get your autism diagnosis and you take the you know, they give you the questions. It's very common for autistic people to be like, well, wait, what does that mean? What do you mean? Like, I don't look people in the eye. I do. I very often do. I make sure that I do because otherwise people get mad at me if I don't. And the questions aren't really there to be like, if you say yes, then you're normal. If you say no, then you're not. It's there to catch that specifically.
Yeah.
The overthinking to be like, okay, yeah, you don't get it. You don't get the social cue of what this means.
Yeah.
This question means. You know, and that can sometimes be the case, but it also is sometimes there are actual questions and don't listen to me. I'm not a professional.
No, yeah.
So there's a part where when Nathan is talking to the woman that thinks that she can cure autism, she's showing him a test where it's zoomed in on people's eyes.
And you have to guess the emotion.
And he fails the test.
Or he does 3 questions and gets 1 right, I think.
Yeah, he gets 2 wrong and 1 right, which I think we were also like playing along because it's very easy to play along.
And I got 100% and you got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
No, you might have gotten 1 out of 3.
No, I got 2 out of 3.
Autistic.
I thought it was easy. I was like, okay, that's obviously what that is.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. You said the thing first, so maybe I was just going with what you were saying.
Gotcha. And I happen to be right all the time when I said it.
Yeah, because you're
I think there was one
fucking
time you
neurotypical,
went,
you freak. No, you're not. You have ADHD.
Yeah, but I have a pill that cures it. So
I'm cured.
No, fucking.
No, and so, but there at the end of the show, in one of the last scenes, the camera zooms in on Nathan's eyes after he deletes his diagnoses.
Yeah.
The voicemail. It zooms in on his eyes and you can kind of see him like smile a little bit, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, you know, his eyes kind of like perk up a little bit.
Ambiguous, like, what is he feeling?
Right.
Does he know even what he's feeling too?
But it's on us to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it reminds me of the Bob Dylan song Ballad of a Thin Man, where it's the lyrics are nonsensical, but they're the chorus of it is something's happening here, but you don't know what it is, do you, Mr. Jones?
Oh yeah.
And it's about Bob Dylan's lyrics being strange and how often he would be in, like, you know, journalists would come up to him and be like, what does this mean in your lyrics? What does this mean? While also having to deal with people criticizing him of being one way or the other and not really knowing
what he's doing.
He is,
yeah.
Which is a big theme in Bob Dylan's music is, I'm me. I'm an individual.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him, like, that's one of the best qualities of Bob Dylan and of the movement that he inspired was it was a counterculture of people that weren't the way that they were supposed to be. And they were able to just be accepted by each other as Bob Dylanites and the 60s, 70s kind of hippie for peace type of people.
Yeah.
And I mean, and you can criticize that for like American individualism. That we could talk about that later, but
more important things.
Sorry,
planes.
being autistic about Bob Dylan.
Planes, Sarah, planes.
But yeah, no, it reminds me of that. And it's kind of like you don't know what the fuck is going on. And that's how I felt watching that scene where he's like, now you have to do the test. You have to decide how I feel. You don't get to know if I'm autistic or not.
Yeah.
You don't get to know how I feel about this or how I feel about my autism. That's something for me.
Yeah.
And you're going to fucking guess. All you neurotypicals, you're going to look at this and you're going to know how I feel, but you don't know if I'm performing. My life is this thing that I put up as a question for you.
Mm.
And that's what you're obsessed with. You're obsessed with me. And I think as someone who really resonates with the autistic experience, that is fucking awesome. That's multiple times throughout my life, I have felt like people look at me and are like, look down on me for some reason or another.
Yeah.
And it consistently comes up where I'm successful, but people still treat me like I'm a kid for some fucking reason.
Hmm.
And when I am successful, there's a almost malevolent feeling of fuck you. Fuck you. You look down on me and I still did the shit that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
And that resonated with me at the end of the thing. So, you know.
Yeah.
But it's also like if he's genuinely denying that he's autistic, you can't get rid. You can't outrun that. That's kind of the if you think of autism as bad,
then
and not being autistic as good, you can't outrun that if you are autistic.
Yeah.
You know,
because that's what society has.
Yeah.
Put on. At least, if not everybody, at least pilots. You know, like yeah.
The journey is going to be understanding that autism isn't bad.
Yeah.
It is a disability, but it's not like it doesn't mean that your life is over, you know?
Yeah. Jesus, man.
Yeah. Or at least it shouldn't be.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's so good.
It is.
It's really good. High recommendation, man.
At the very least, you'll feel seen if you're neurodivergent watching this. You'll feel connected in some way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
God. He flew a plane,
He
man.
fucking flew a plane. I gasped both times when he pulled up off the takeoff and landing, yeah.
Jesus.
He fucking flew a fucking plane, bro.
Good shows. Go watch them. I don't know what else to say. Ads, yeah, dude. Monday. Welcome to the ad break.
Hello.
Hey, are you enjoying this podcast so far?
I am, for sure.
Then you better like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts.
Yeah.
And check out our YouTube and all the links. They're all down in the description. Linktree. Go check that out.
Go check it out.
But if you want to support us, buymecoffee.com/APWSTR. If you want to leave us a nice little message and leave us a little tip, we'll read your message as long as it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ren, they, them bought a coffee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ren.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
I'm so hyped right now because I just had my consult for top surgery.
Oh, hell yeah.
The consult was so funny, though, because obviously the surgeon has to look at your chest to determine what kind of outcome you can have. And this surgeon is very pragmatic, shall we say. But the very first words out of his mouth when I took off the gown was large and heavy breasts. And I nearly laughed at his face. OMG.
Hell yeah.
And then after that, he's explaining stuff and he has to pick up a boob to look underneath and he mutters, very heavy. So now I keep joking that I've been diagnosed with huge fucking tits.
Cut off those huge fucking I got huge fucking tits disorder.
I feel so validating complaining about how heavy they are for years. But overall, I'm super excited and wanted to share some trans joy with y'all. Hell yeah. Smiley face emoticon. Thank you.
I'm glad.
Good for them, dude. Hell yeah.
Congrats. Yeah.
Having diagnosed with huge fucking tits.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, fucking, I've heard horror stories of like heavy tits, man. I get it.
Yeah.
It sucks that no one believes you.
It's a burden to bear, for sure. Yeah.
God, dude. God's strongest soldiers have the heaviest tits. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's so true. Being AFAB, it comes with just so much pain.
Yeah.
In your body.
That is fair.
Both big-titted people and small-titted people.
Yeah.
But it does cause back problems if you do have big old titties. It does hurt. Real bad. It hurt.
I'm so sorry you have to go through that. And I'm happy that you're able to get your top consult and maybe get rid of them big knockers.
Them huge knockers. It fucking sucks though because like I remember I had a friend, supposed to be a friend, who did not have big titties, had smaller titties.
Yeah. And
I only bring up because they said it in this moment.
Yeah.
I was just walking and I caught a fucking stray where they were like, well, at least my titties don't sag. I was like, okay, and I don't. Okay.
All
I don't
right.
know.
Whoa,
This is
whoa,
like,
whoa.
in high school, everyone's fucking.
The worst.
Yeah, everyone's shitty and insecure about themselves. I never cared about my titties sagging, and now I do because of that person.
God,
What the
awful. Ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Just because you're insecure about having tiny titties. Everybody loves a tiny titty.
Yeah,
Everybody loves
Jesus.
a big titty. Everybody loves a titty.
Yeah.
And everybody loves a person without titties as well.
I don't know why I'm thinking some fucking the RTJ line where instead of it's the two gangs, it's like why small titty and big titty, when will you guys get together and kill the police, motherfuckers? I don't know why that's
damn
mine.
it.
Yeah.
I'm so mad that Killer Mike is a landlord and a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Because that's so good.
that's a
man.
good line. It's a good line. But thank you for those coffees.
Yeah,
That's very nice.
Thank you.
Macy H bought 3 coffees. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Big fan of the pod, listening from Finland.
Ooh,
Smiley
thank
fist
you.
emoticon. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
International.
International.
Fucking go.
Eh,
I listen to the pod every week and got my boyfriend hooked as well.
Let's go.
Now it's our ritual to react to Am I the Asshole stories with y'all during dinner time.
Let's go.
It's led to some good conversations. I
All
appreciate
right.
the time and effort you all put into making the show. Heart emoticon. Emoji, sorry. Thanks for being a comfort and entertainment. Hell yeah. Thank you.
you very much.
Of course. Dude, we're
That's
international,
nice.
man. It's always wild. And I know I've said this literally any time anyone's bought a coffee and they say they're from not the United States. And it's just like, wow, you
It
guys
is
are...
wild.
It is still wild, yeah.
UK, Finland, and Australia.
Yeah, for sure, are the ones. I think
I would
weirdly
love
enough,
to go
those
there.
are like the top 5. Like, yeah.
International tour.
Yeah.
It would be so baller if we didn't do an America tour. We just did an international tour.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit. I'm not coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. God, one day.
Someday.
One day.
Yeah.
You can doing it as a tour to get as a tax write-off. Smart, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Solved it. Solved taxes.
Solve taxes.
And final coffee from Emerald T, who bought 3 coffees. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Emerald T, the letter, not T, the substance.
Substance.
The drug T, yeah. The Brits.
Okay.
Emerald, the letter T, period, bought 3 coffees. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
Calm down.
I'm not doing anything.
You're doing so much.
I'm not.
Hi, Josh and Sarah.
Hello.
5 kiss emojis.
Oh.
I last sent a coffee when I got a raise, and this time, wait, I did. I just get another pay raise now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia for MomoCon.
Hell yeah.
I'm from Buffalo, New York, and this is the farthest south I've ever been.
Nice.
The Dizzy emoticon, I think. Yeah, the...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a great experience in your home state, Sarah, and we've
Thank you.
discovered Southern hospitality is so real.
Aw.
New Yorkers are indeed assholes.
Yeah. But you gotta be.
Yeah,
You have to be.
It's in New York, baby. Hey.
Yeah. You get taken advantage of if you don't. But,
Yeah.
You know, it's just everybody's in their
Doggy
own world.
dog. Yeah.
It's not like everybody's mean. You know.
I
I've
can't believe you're
softened
shitting.
up on New York.
Can't believe you're shitting on New York right now, dude. Can't
Shut the
believe that
fuck
you would ever.
Honestly, I'd probably like it rather than have to constantly question if the people I'm talking to are nice, being actually nice to me or not nice to me.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love y'all. Yes, homo. And I'm always looking forward to new episodes and trying desperately to make my friends listen to crying emoji.
What
Thanks,
the hell?
Thanks for being my favorite podcast. 5 heart emojis. Teehee.
Drop
Thank
your
you.
friends. Why the fuck
Yeah,
won't they
dude.
listen? What the fuck?
Dude, your friends not listening to us?
What
not
the
real
hell?
friends.
Not real friends.
No, I'm
We're
joking.
your only friends.
Yeah. And the only way you can keep being our friends is you give us more
You
money.
give us more money.
Yeah. But no, thank you very much. In all seriousness, that's very nice.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
thank you
I'm
very
glad
much.
Georgia was good to you.
Yeah,
Hell
I'm glad. It
Yeah,
wasn't good to us when we went the last
no,
time.
got scammed.
Yeah.
Sorry that when you eventually go to Florida,
Yeah,
it
don't-
won't be.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I went outside for 10 seconds to get the mail today.
Yeah.
So goddamn hot
Oh.
for no reason and humid, so it was a thick goddamn air.
That sucks.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah, it
Yeah.
sucked, man. Awful.
Well,
so
you-
I'm sorry that when you come to Florida eventually for whatever convention it happens to be,
It
it's going
gets
to be
humid in
bad.
Atlanta too, though.
That is true. Yeah,
You know, it's just different things to look out for.
yeah, fair, but yeah,
Pollen on your car in Atlanta.
that's true.
In here it's love bugs on your car.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of shit on your car.
Lots
yeah.
of shit on your bugs and and crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all of you guys for those coffees. Very much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
If you want to support on a monthly or yearly basis, go over to patreon.com/APWSTR. Currently, as this podcast goes out, there's going to be a Josh's birthday sale.
Yeah.
We haven't discussed a percentage. 10%.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We figured it out. 10%
Great.
off your first month or year. You just got to use code Josh
B-Day.
or Josh. It'll be literally.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Happy birthday, Josh. This is a Patreon code to make me get some money.
Just
Save
have
some
it maybe
money.
birthday. Use code
Probably
birthday.
It'll be on the the Patreon page will have it in the top corner.
I'll make a post and you'll know what it is.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
birthday.
be there. Probably
It
birthday.
will be
It'll be
birthday.
birthday adjacent.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
it is birthday. Joshua, shut the fuck up. It's birthday.
It's birthday. So
Code
go to
birthday.
patreon.com, APWSTR. There's exclusive content on there. There's ad-free releases so you don't get this segment or any
Yeah.
YouTube ads or Spotify ads or Apple ads. None of that shit.
We started doing a warm-up every episode. This one was about Tom Segura's shitty-ass comedy special.
Yeah.
And the state of comedy.
And we just started talking, as it always goes. We talk about one thing and then it becomes the state of whatever we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Isaac. Sorry.
Sorry, Isaac.
But no, yeah, that's all there. It's very much good. We also have other stuff. We have a book club, a Discord.
Yes.
Book club we're reading this month is Firestarter by Stephen King.
Stephen King, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Which
all
I
down in
need
the
to get
description.
Back into doing that, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, all of our links are in the link tree. Included in the link tree are mutual aid links. Sarah, if you want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah, Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Lebanon, I think Yemen, I think also Hurricane Helene still, stuff for North Carolina, and the California wildfires are still in there. And also red cards for knowing your rights when dealing with ICE. They translate from English to various languages, and you can print them out and give them to people that you know might have contact with ICE, or just in general. Drop them off at your coffee shops to help protect people in your community. Yeah, so they're all down there. And if you have something that you want to put in there, send us a message. Either Patreon, you can send me an ask on Tumblr. That's O'Heron, THATSOHERON.tumblr.com. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or you can DM us on any possible place that but not TikTok. We never look at our DMs on TikTok.
Yeah.
But Instagram, we check periodically. You can email us at contact@apwstr.com. That'll be the fastest.
Yeah.
But yeah. And we will shove them in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everything. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
I think that is everything. Yeah.
I think so.
Pretty much. Yeah. Everything's in the link tree for sure. So go check it out.
Yeah.
And until then, enjoy the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ready for Reddit?
Ready for Reddit, dude. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Okay.
Okay.
This one I think I kind of skimmed.
You're becoming me the more you tell me how you pick these stories.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
I just think the title was funny.
Okay.
And honestly, they're probably right. I just think it's funny.
Okay.
Okay. Am I the asshole for asking my grown adult child to please not smoke, all caps, marijuana at my vow renewal?
Okay. All right. Marijuana in all caps. Listen, you're right about them probably being right, but also it is...
Reddit decided they're not the asshole. Spoiler alert.
I mean,
I don't want to make fun of them for,
Yeah.
I don't want to. It is funny, though.
It is funny to... Marijuana.
It is funny.
It is, yeah.
Not the asshole, but also poo mode, because once again, women are in this story.
Oh, makes sense. And weed.
Trigger warning.
Women can't smoke
Women
weed.
are in this story.
Okay, all right.
Trigger warning, there are women involved. I'm going to start this by saying that my daughter has been smoking for a very long time, and she knows how I feel about it, and she knows that the smell bothers me.
Okay.
That's valid.
That's fair. I get that.
It's valid to be bothered by the smell. It does smell. We do live in a state where it is legal for 21 plus behind all caps, again, closed doors on all caps, private property, not in close proximity to minors. Also fair. When I go to her home, I smell it, but I don't say anything to her about it because it's her space. She can do what she wants. But my husband and I don't allow it in our house, so she almost never comes over because she knows I'll say something if I smell it on her or her kids. Parentheses, my grandkids.
Okay.
Next month, my husband and I are having an anniversary party / birthday celebration, parentheses, both of us turn 40 this year, end parentheses, as well as a vow renewal. We had a courthouse wedding right before COVID, so we never got a chance to celebrate with our friends and family like we wanted to. So we decided to do one big celebration now. When we first started discussing what we wanted, I said I would like it if our kids were able to stand with us during our renewal. I have my daughter, his son, and our daughter together. I asked the kids if they were open to do that with us, and they all agreed, and so we made plans and had discussions about what I would like them to wear and what not. Last week, I called my daughter to confirm that she had everything under control as far as what she was going to wear, including accessories, and during our conversation, I had made the request that her and her husband refrain from smoking while at the park we were having the party at.
Mm-hmm.
She became very upset and started to yell at me, asking if I was planning on restricting anyone from drinking alcohol. And my response was that we are not providing any alcohol to anyone.
Okay, all right.
So if they bring it and drink it, I cannot stop them. She then told me that she doesn't know how long she will be staying then, if she won't be allowed to even go to her car to smoke. Again, it's not even legal to use in public spaces like the park. My husband works for the police department.
Okay, hold on.
All right, okay.
Hold on.
And he's invited a few of his friends from work, so there's that as well. So am I the asshole for asking her to refrain from smoking for one day?
I see more why this is in Pumo now. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Trigger warning from me, the police are involved. I feel like I need to clarify a few things. One, no, she does not use weed for medical purposes. It's recreational for both her and her husband. 2, she has been told that she can have edibles, but please keep them in the car for a few reasons, which include not being obvious that she's consuming something in front of the police chief. 3, my husband is the one who set...
That's just funny.
That's so wild. I don't know. 3, my husband is the one who set up... 3, my husband is the one who set up with the park manager for us to use the space and said we can have alcohol. If it turns out we can't, then we will deal with that then. 4, I don't know how this turned into you were a teen mom, so it's no wonder your kid is so screwed up post. What? And not that it's really anyone's business, but it's not my fault that I was a teen mom, but I did what I could and waited until I was in a committed relationship before I had my second, parentheses, and last, end parentheses. 5, the only time that I have ever said anything to her about the smell was when she was a minor, under 18, and when she comes into my spaces, my house, car, etc. Otherwise, I deal with it. It gives me a headache and makes my stomach turn, and I'm sorry, but I really don't want to have to deal with that on my day.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, okay, 3 things can be true. 1, ACAB. 2, you're a nerd. And 3, you're not the asshole. Yeah, like I
don't think you're a nerd if you don't like the smell of weed smoke.
No, I think that's fair. I just think what makes you a nerd is the marijuana legal. You know, I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But also that's me being a dick. I know that. 4, I'm a dick.
You grew up in a time where it wasn't legal. Now it is.
It's probably a hard transition.
Yeah. I mean,
and you don't want anyone getting in trouble. You know what I mean? If you can't have it in public.
I will say for my sensibilities, it is a little wild to be like, I'm going to be high the whole time.
That is kind of, yeah, I agree with that.
I'm going to be. And if I can't be, I'm not there. It is a little wild to me.
Not okay. Because, what is it? I will say I do enjoy the alcohol comparison because I get why people do it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if people are allowed to drink, why can't I?
And that's kind of the only part where I'm like, OP is maybe a smidge TA, is because they're not even like, if the park says no alcohol, they're going to deal with that then. Like, there still aren't like, the no alcohol.
Yeah, you need to put.
What does that mean?
You're okay.
I want to know
about
more
drug,
about
but
that.
Not, yeah. And I mean, I know alcohol is more of a socialized drug for sure.
Yeah.
But it is a drug.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I maybe I'm a nerd for thinking that.
I don't know,
but I don't think you're an asshole.
I don't think they're an asshole.
Weed smell can suck 100%.
Absolutely.
But
I view that as the same as like cigarette smoke. I wouldn't want people smoking cigarettes at my wedding.
Yeah,
it smells awful. I hate that.
Did I ever tell you when I was working at City Walk that the entire City Walk was entirely a smoking zone?
Really?
And they've only recently changed it to where there's actual dedicated areas.
Wow.
And thank God.
Yeah.
But what is it? I will say there is the compromise that you are giving too that I'm thinking about is like you do say like, I mean, keep the edibles in the car, but.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Well, yeah. That's okay.
I don't know. I think you would probably want people to be, my thing is I would want people to be present.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're high, you're not really present.
Yeah.
But that's me, you know? And it's like you're even letting your daughter do that, and it's like, if they want to be, I don't know, I feel like it's like a wedding situation too, where I'm not mad at people that
have requests for their wedding, or
that, like they, you know, they don't have a open bar or something, or they're not going to have alcohol, and people get mad at them for not having alcohol. And it's like, man, chill
the fuck out, dude. Yeah.
Chill the fuck out. It's not about that. It's about being with family and being together.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm like, yeah, no, you're not the asshole. It's perfectly fine to want your family to be there for you,
present,
during a family event like this. Regardless of the weirdness about marijuana. But I think it's understandable, especially if you're older. And this person's only 40. They're not that old.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do want to say that, because every time I say older and it's like a middle-aged person, people are like...
decrepit?
No, you're not old, but you're not 20. Let's be real.
Hard facts with Sarah.
Hard facts, you're not 20 years old, and neither am I, all right? Shit.
Fuck.
I'm not saying that I am, and I'm not saying that you are either.
I'm not even 25 anymore.
Let's get our head out of our ass, all right? Shit.
God, that's so funny, man.
Oh, man.
I will say, it is very comedic writing of, like, you can't get high. The police chief is going to be at
in the proms tomorrow. Yeah. It's, a little bit the asshole for marrying a cop.
Yeah.
But once again, that's my opinion.
Your cop, the police chief, like, I need your gun and badge on my desk tomorrow because there was some marijuana smell in the park.
I'm concerned about her kids a little bit.
That's true.
If their kids are constantly growing up around weed smell, that's not great.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not like you can't be high as an adult, I guess. I don't care if you're a parent and you get high.
Yeah, I don't care either. But it's also like, it's kind of like if you had a parent that smoked and like you have the cigarette smoke, you know?
Right. Like my grandma smoked a lot, to the point you can look her up on, she was a professor, and right at the beginning of Rate My Professor, look up Claudia Alexander from University of Georgia. And you can find she was rated so poorly because of how much she chain smoked. People were like, she doesn't even know what she's fucking talking about. She's not even all there. It was like a year or two right before she fucking retired. She was forced to retire. And they're like, she smells like horrible cigarette smoke. So there's evidence. There's internet evidence of how horrible my grandmother was with smoking. And she would drive me to my uncle's house, which was like 60 minutes.
Oh God.
And the smoke was so bad in her car, I would pass out in the back seat.
Holy shit.
Pass out to and from. And it got so bad that I got to my uncle's house one time and I was like, I'm not going home because I don't want to be in your smoke and have cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
And so I have I don't know, not really trauma about that, but just like if I smell cigarette smoke, I'm like, grandma.
Yeah, the fond memories.
Grandma.
Yeah, the good memories of passing out.
I burned jambalaya and it tasted like smoke because I burned it so bad. And I was like, oh, it's my grandma's jambalaya. It smells like grandma.
She would put the fucking cigarette out in the jambalaya. Yeah. I don't think you're the asshole for not wanting weed smell.
No.
And you do give a compromise of do edibles, which is fine. I think that's a more than fine compromise.
I think even if you just don't want people to be high at your fucking wedding, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Then same way you don't want them drunk or you don't want them.
Yeah. The completely compassionate part of it that's kind of not based on reality is, why do you need to be high all the time?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
That you feel like you really need to be high constantly. Like maybe you do need medical stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
But still, I get what you mean.
Yeah. Like what's with the dependence? Because I do think you can get dependence from anything.
Honestly. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah. But I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, solved it. Not the asshole, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good starter story. I
think so. Might not be good for TikTok because they don't like any mention of drugs.
Yeah, they don't. Unless you're playing Schedule 1, in which case they're like,
epic.
Fucking, yeah, dude, makes sense.
Shoot a man in the street.
Yeah. All right, okay. Reddit.
Yeah.
New story. I haven't fully read this.
Mm-hmm.
But this was the first thing on my Reddit today.
Mm-hmm.
r/the rehearsal.
Oh, no. Okay.
You people are absolutely wild.
Okay.
Media literacy is clearly at an all-time low. Nathan Fielder has never, on any TV show, tried to present the real solution to a problem. It is ridiculous how hard some of you try to reinterpret or project upon his comedy series. It's as if you are flying blind like the marks who got used for laughs in every episode. No, he is not trying to solve plane crashes. No, he is not trying to elevate autistic representation. No, he is not making sincere commentary on right/wrong, no matter how badly you want him to. 5 edits.
This is why I said that's my interpretation. And I also wanted to point out after I went to the bathroom, I was like, I'm also not like the person to look at for speaking authoritatively about the autistic experience because I'm not even diagnosed.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah,
I'm quote unquote peer reviewed. Someone said that once in the comment section of this podcast. And
I've just been rolling with it.
I don't know. I get a lot of autistic people describing their experience and I relate. And that's literally it. That's all it is.
Fair. That's fair.
But it's because of people like this that are like, your interpretation is fucking wrong.
And actually, it's not interpretation at all. It's just a comedy show.
And like, if you compare and contrast that with Severance, people were wrong about Severance because they were getting facts wrong.
Yeah.
They were getting literal facts wrong.
Meanwhile,
that were not supported by the text. This is a more up in the air, literally because of airplanes, fucking show.
Yeah.
And people are giving their interpretations and you're telling them,
no,
it's
just funny.
Idiot. It's funny, meaningless. Your media literacy is dead somehow. For deriving meaning and thinking critically, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Man, shut the hell up.
First edit.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware his shows are filled with all sorts of, quote, commentary, but I don't understand why so many people are projecting a higher level of sincerity upon his actions this season.
And I think there's value to that, too. I think there's value to that interpretation, that he's completely insincere about this. And I think it is an interpretation that can exist. I don't personally find value in that. Why are we talking then?
No, that's fair.
Okay, sure.
Edit 2. I've changed my mind. This is a show about autism.
All right.
Edit 3.
Great.
At this point, I'm certain I'm more sexually active than 99% of you.
I disagree. At least on my By
the way, I'm saying edit 2, edit 3. It's edit and then edit, then edit. Oh, okay. And now edit.
Right, and we're the autistic ones. Right, okay. Great. Yeah.
I got a 26 out of 41 on the eye test. It turns out I am autistic. Please excuse me for misreading the show. Final edit. I am pleased to announce the HBO team has reached out and added me as a writer for next season. I appreciate all of you for the visibility you provided me.
Yeah. Godspeed, man.
I don't know. Does that stay in it? Fuck, I just think it's funny.
It is so funny. You should keep it in. That's exactly how I view people are going to respond to my take of it. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, wow. That was just the first story that I saw, too.
No, that's great.
That's so... Oh, God, dude. The doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintupling down is
and the
flip-flopping. And the
flip-flopping,
but also flip-flopping is a joke to make it seem like you guys are the asshole for thinking...
Now you're bullying an autistic person.
Yeah. That's so go fuck you. That's so fun. Media literacy is dead, dude.
People can't enjoy things anymore. It's got to be like you're wrong or right or something.
Yeah, dude. I
no discussion. Just what someone says is either fact or fiction.
I like the idea that like in a 6-episode season that is more than a minute long, that the idea is that it can't be about multiple things. Or
you're saying that a 6-part series of something,
it has to be about at least 6 things.
Only a minute is only about one possible thing.
Yeah, I think every Quibi series probably is only about one thing.
Even
and it's who's using Quibi.
Split up a movie.
Yeah. I think it's only about that scene, yeah.
Which was ahead of its time. Now, there were a bunch of TikToks of people just splitting up movies into parts. Yeah.
I got one today that was just Logan Lucky, and it's about how you don't call it a bomb, it's an explosive device. Which is the only thing that scene was about.
Yeah.
Because it was one scene that
we
was 1 minute
stripped
long.
it from all its context.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I understand.
Exactly. Now you see what I mean? Yeah. It's not about autism. Not about airplanes.
The show is about autism now.
Oh, that's so good, man.
Yeah.
We need more people like that to be open on the internet. And maybe this is me being a Nathan Fielder asshole, but I think listen, is it really a mark if you
Are we really assholes, or are we just laughing because we don't understand?
See, there you go. Yeah. Dude, we're
Just drop some fucking cold ass bars.
You just did.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
dude.
Are we just laughing because we don't understand others? And that's what our show is.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't understand why people do the things that they do, so I'm going to laugh at them because that's the only power I can get from the situation. Because people all through my life have laughed at me and I've felt powerless.
But now I have power and thus I must laugh.
I've carved out a hole for myself to jump into filled with fake praise from people I've never seen before and never met. And you know what? The thing that I disagree, though, about that is I have met some of you bitches.
Yeah.
And you are nice to me.
Yeah, you guys are really nice.
And it is different from the rest of my life. I've made genuine friendships from this fucking show. So that shit is real.
Sarah, the show is not about Am I the Asshole stories.
No, it never fucking has been.
It's not about Joshua Chinlander, Sarah.
It's not even about our relationship, even a little bit. It's about whatever the fuck it wants to be about at any moment.
It's about nothing, actually.
It's an amorphous blob that is about everything.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But it can't be, because we only do one podcast a week.
Right.
So it can only be about one thing.
It can only be about one thing.
That's it.
It can't be about multiple things.
It can't be about multiple things. I'm sorry, that's funny to me. I'm sorry, that's so funny.
Really
I'm just laughing at that. I can't get past that, dude.
The second season of a show.
It should be about at least two things.
The show is bad because it's about multiple things.
When in reality, it should just be two.
That's kind of how I feel when someone calls a piece of media that I like aimless.
Oh, yeah. Like,
oh, what? I didn't spoon feed its meaning to you, motherfucker? You had to think a little bit? Fucking Roger Ebert, huh?
Yeah.
You had to think a little harder about it? What is this even? Did we forget about the... No, it moved on.
It moved on, yeah.
You've never sat down and listened to a goddamn symphony. It's not about one thing. Mahler's Ninth isn't about death. Only.
That's weird, because it's like
it
only...
It would be boring if it was, because it would be silent.
Just
death
one
is
note.
silence, and music is life.
One long rest note. Dude, fucking dude, that's so fun. What is it? I was thinking of that too. I recently I've been what is it?
I love that you just made up a way to talk about the rehearsal more.
I didn't
second
even,
part of our
I didn't
show.
even make fun of
We have not even responded to the Reddit post at all.
Who cares? Fuck it.
Yeah, I guess who cares? Yeah, no, you're right.
The rehearsal's obviously about all of the things if you interpret it the way that I think most people are interpreting it, because I think there's a very clear... He went to an autism center.
Yeah, it's about watching the show and thinking about it. That's what it's about.
And it's about masking because
It's about masking and entertainment. It really is.
Yeah.
That's what it is about.
And it can be about sincerity.
And it can be about Nathan, and it can be about autism. It can be about all these things.
Nathan Fielder, I feel super bad for, because a lot of people... No, in this one very specific way, I think... So you remember Mr. America, the Tim Heidecker on Cinema movie?
Yeah.
Apparently, they showed it in person live, and Nathan Fielder was the Q&A host.
Yeah.
And apparently Nathan couldn't even be serious without people laughing at him. Like, even though he was the one running the thing, and even like Tim Heidecker, I guess, like pointed out, like, why are you guys he's just asking a question.
Yeah, like, why are you laughing?
Yeah, like at some point I guess this actually is more about the show too, where it's like the irony, sincerity, like there are downsides to it. I think it's also funny to completely Nathan Fielder the entire career. It's just him doing Nathan for you.
Right. And it's what if the horror is that it's all just him. That is just him.
Yeah.
And we're all just laughing at who he is.
Yeah. That is scary. For him, at least. Yeah. Fucking.
I don't think so. I mean, I guess, and I think it's the thing that all comedians kind of, it's a concurrent theme that I've seen throughout, like, like the Louis C.K. TV show Louis.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Maron's show.
Yes.
That was very similar. All of the moments where comedians, even when they're making fun of this idea, it's why are you doing this? Because you are putting yourself up on stage for people to laugh and point at and jeer at, and as you get more successful, you lose more and more of yourself in this character. And I think at some point, if you decide to continue doing it, you have to become interested in the character. You can't become disinterested in your own character without making it who you are and completely giving away all of your armor that people can use to just hurt you, Yeah. Because you see people, if you genuinely really like it, you genuinely really like people. I mean, there's very few of those people out there. Yeah. That are like, genuinely, I love crowd work. I love doing this because I like talking to people. And I like being a nice person. Like, the James Acaster bit where he invited hecklers because he started being disenfranchised from his audience because they were heckling him. Comedians consistently have this sort of, it's like they need their ego to do it, but they can't have too much of an ego or else they're not funny. And if they're not funny, they don't have a job. Yeah. Which means they don't live. So they can't, but they have to struggle with it because it is important to have it or else you fucking kill yourself.
Shit, man, yeah.
Yeah. Like, how can you have millions and millions of dollars while also being like, I'm just a piece of shit. I'm just a piece of shit loser. Yeah. You're funnier when you're a piece of shit loser. And you're not that funny when you're a millionaire. And then you start to get anxiety. Am I as funny as I was before when I was struggling? Do I need to struggle to make art? Is that real? Is that a thing? It's a stereotype. Is that something that I should put myself in?
But oh God, maybe that's real.
Oh God, maybe it's real. Maybe I need to suffer, but I don't want to suffer. I'm getting old. I'm getting middle-aged. I don't want to fucking suffer. I want to live in a nice, cushy apartment. I don't want to leave my house, but I have to, or else I'm going to not have anything to talk about on stage. Yeah. And also, it's your writing. Oh no, I have writer's block.
Oh, Jesus. Am I out of ideas?
Am I depressed? Should I go outside? No, I can't go. I don't want to go outside. And it's, it kind of reminds me of Bo Burnham's Inside at that moment. And it's like, it's all just connected in this way where it's, what is the reason that I put myself through this horror? Is it for money? Am I literally just that? And I'm a piece of shit? And then you get the Tom Segura, I'm a hitman, but I'm shitting myself and I'm sucking dick every 2 seconds. And it's, that's my only joke because I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to think too hard. I don't want to work too much.
I want to go back home.
I want to go back home, And it has nothing to do with his intelligence. It has everything to do with him just giving up. Yeah. Yeah. Which is what makes it not funny. And Nathan, the opposite way, and I think in an autistic way, the fear is tripled because people are viewing you as lesser than
or othering you like
immediately.
Yeah.
So it's extra hard to be a performer. Yeah. So, and I think something that is true for a lot of neurodivergence is that we hyper-focus. We force it to happen. It's, they must be trying really hard. And then the horror of that is the neurotypicals aren't trying at all. Yes. There's something in our minds. A neurotypical looks at a neurotypical and is like, buddy. A neurotypical looks at a neurodivergent and goes, scary. Yeah. And that's it. And you're not scary. Yeah. You're the same. there is just an inherent ableist bias that you have to overcome.
Yeah, man. Huh.
Yeah.
But it's not about that.
No, it can't be about that.
It can't be about that.
It's about plane.
Actually, yeah, it's about plane.
It's about plane.
Solved it?
Solved it.
That's, yeah.
But it's also, yeah, it's, you know what? I'm going to isolate myself completely and be up in the air in this plane where no one talks to me.
Yeah.
Where I'm not even near people. Fuck people.
I'm gonna go by myself, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've felt that many times in my life, but I think it's better than being neurotypical, if I'm honest. At least I know what's going on in my life. Shit. Maybe this is me being judgmental to neurotypicals, but I don't know.
Actually,
I love my neurodivergent self, man. I love my shit.
You're being ableist people who aren't fucking neurodivergent.
Which I don't know, and I don't think Nathan Fielder will ever hear my words. But if he does, I hope he can get to a point where, if he doesn't yet, and this is presuming something because I don't pretend like I know how he feels about himself, but I hope he can get to a point where he loves himself on his own.
Yeah. Because
that's, I think, an important self-realization for any neurodivergent person. Because I feel that. I love my ass.
Yeah.
I got shitty, I grew up and everyone said I was too fat. I got shitty hair. I don't, I stink. I don't, take showers nearly often enough. I don't have a good sense of style. I ramble too much. I'm too annoying. I'm too quiet. I'm too this. I'm too that.
Yeah, just constant judgment.
Every day, and I'm very lucky and privileged to be in this position. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I love my ass. I like it. And that's all that you need.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. One last thing on the it's not about anything. I think it's really funny to that guy, like, watching him say there can't be anything wrong with me and just starts laughing. Because it's just a comedy show. Also, like, watching the end of the first season when the kid says daddy and he just starts laughing at the kid that's not his actual dad.
That's why the eyes scene is what makes the show for me. It put in a really stark amount of fear of, oh no, it was going the opposite. His ego's he's going through ego birth, instead of ego death. And, but I think it needed to be there because it's poignant. Because, people are going to watch and they're going to be like, what a stupid loser. He says there's not something wrong with him, but obviously there is because he's autistic. The show isn't about autism. I'm just an ableist piece of shit. Isn't that funny?
Is that funny?
I'm going to go do a shit post on Reddit because I have nothing better to do with my fucking life. Why won't women talk to me? Yeah, I'd rather be the guy flying the plane than the guy posted on Reddit. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
That's fair, yeah. Solved it, man.
Solved it.
That was posted today, so I really did not have that planned.
Cut
just
all of that really good shit out of the podcast.
Got it. You got it.
And throw it away.
Oh yeah, so it's only 9 stories this week. God damn it.
Sorry, I just read the top comment from my last post, and it was, you have grandkids at 40? And then edit, the amount of people in these replies bragging about their lineage breeding at age 20 is ghastly. Having kids at 20 is not a flex or something to be proud of or brag about. Literally, who the fuck cares? Literally, why do you give a fucking shit?
I kind of see why this is in poo mode now. Yeah, that's because of one guy.
Who fucking cares?
This asshole.
They're probably not even bragging. They're probably just like, yeah, this happens. It's possible to happen.
Oh, you guys had sex at 20.
Wow, okay. I haven't had sex at 40. And you guys are rubbing it in my face by having children. That's
fuck you.
Suck my ass, dude.
Christ.
The response is, that is not the point of the post. Mind your business. Which is silly, I guess. Anyway, you want to get mad? This is from r/entitled people.
Let's get mad, dude. Let's go.
She demanded I let her kid blow out my birthday candles.
What?
I was having a small birthday dinner with friends at a restaurant, and when the cake arrived with lit candles, everyone started singing. out of nowhere, a mom from a near table walks over with her toddler and says, "Let him blow out the candles. He loves doing that."
This kid's all about blowing out candles.
Yo, my kid loves blowing out random people's
If there's
candles.
one thing about my kid, it's candle blowing, man.
He loves that shit.
Flame to no flame, you know what I mean?
I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious.
Why?
I was caught off guard by my friend, but my friend stepped in and said, "It's her birthday." The mom actually scoffed and said, "So?"
What?
He's just a kid. Don't be rude. I blew out my own candles and she walked away muttering like I ruined her evening. Sorry, but your kid is not entitled to hijack someone else's celebration.
Motherfucker, does your kid not have birthdays? Are you not celebrating?
Not only are you like not being a parent at all, but you're also actively being a shitty parent in somebody else's space.
Yeah.
Which is almost into I don't believe this territory, because it's like, why would you do that?
Why would someone do that?
But people are crazy.
People
It
are,
might-
yeah.
It might,
if
it might
this
have
happened in one state in particular, it would be Florida. It would be
yes, it would.
at the I Drive Chuck E. Cheese, you know, fucking.
And the kid is like an alligator, like hanging, like eating half their arm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gator golf, yeah.
And he's on a fucking kitty four-wheeler
yeah.
off-roader or something.
Cargo shorts, yeah.
Yeah, cargo shorts,
no.
Zelda t-shirt.
Why do you... Your kid loves blowing out candles?
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of, I will say, credit to the mom. That's how I want to be if I had a kid. My kid loves this shit. Like, just really, like,
you know what?
me and my
Hyping up
kid
your
are
kid,
fucking buds,
I
which
don't
is
think
why I
that's-
would be a terrible parent.
yeah, because
Just hyping each other up to go do crime.
real fucking Gilmore Girls hours, yeah. Fucking,
Yeah.
no, fucking, like... I
Minus
mean,
the parts where Lorelai gets stupid. She starts telling Rory to not have sex.
no,
Lorelai gets boring.
why? I thought, oh god, that's so. What situation? Why would you walk up to a random stranger? First of all, weird.
Yeah, that's weird in the first place. Can you imagine, like, you see a bunch of teens bowling and you come up and you're like, "Hey, yo, my kid loves bowling. Let him bowl.
under
Let
your
my kid
name,
bowl under your name."
and like it's
And,
like league,
you
it's the
show,
league
like,
champions.
A newborn child.
Yeah,
There's nothing that makes me laugh more than just someone being fucking weird.
just a little
Just
bit,
a little wild, out and about.
I will say, what does
people.
make them the assholes, like being like, whatever. Like, that's the only thing. Like, if they just left and been like, okay, and then just, I feel like I'd be like, all right, this didn't even need to be a Reddit post because it just kind of happened.
But I mean, on posts like on subreddits like r/entitled people, there's no real point to it other than to share anecdotes from your life.
Yeah.
Just like, I saw this entitled person today, which I kind of feel like is the peak of Reddit.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be asking for advice. Like, am I the
You should
asshole?
have confidence
You
to
should
be
just
like, I think that person was kind
bro,
of
this shit
entitled.
happened. What the fuck?
Weird.
What do you guys think? What do my buds on r/entitled people think?
Why?
Yeah.
Part of me wants to be like, is your kid like autistic for candles? Like,
Autistic for candles?
I don't know. That's the only thing. But also, like, what? What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to be pro the mom because she is entitled, right?
Yeah, she
And
is
it is
entitled.
fucked up.
It is fucked
And
up.
she's
Just go.
probably genuinely upset or whatever. I just think it would be funny if, like, in the future, she's like, "Yeah, I would use my kid to bully people in public all the time." It's just like, yeah, oh, now you like, oh, yeah, you want your candles, 20-year-old? Fuck you. It's like, I love that. That's so fucking funny. You
so
are an
funny.
asshole.
Yeah,
I think you're an asshole.
But
It's silly.
it is silly.
It's a little silly Billy time, I guess.
Yeah. Why?
And then he goes home and posts about it on Reddit. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's a
to me.
hilarious story. Yeah.
But yeah, I would be upset, I guess.
Can you imagine
Because
that
also I don't
person?
want kid spit all over my cake.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
It's
Do you think
COVID.
that? Do you think that parent also went on Reddit? Am I the asshole? And was like, am I the asshole? Random person wouldn't let my kid blow out their birthday candles.
No, I think that parent had to go pick up their car from the junkyard for being towed. Like, No, I think that was.
Find a $500 you actually weren't patronizing, dude. Just sitting at the Chili's, just waiting for someone to have a birthday.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that parent had to go to the grocery store and yelled at a cashier or something.
Christ, man.
I think that person went to fucking Wendy's and got really mad that they only got 2 pickles on their burger or something. I don't know. It's just like some regular shit. I don't think they're going to Reddit and being like, "What the fuck? I was obviously in the wrong." What do you think, Reddit?
That's fair.
What do you
That's
nerds
fair.
think?
They don't even know what Reddit is. You're right.
Oh my god. Just a silly story.
Just a silly story, dude. Solved it? Entitled? That was entitlement?
When people say that utopia would be boring, that's what they mean.
You're so wrong. That shit would be awesome.
That's what they mean. Then that lady doesn't exist and now our life is flavorless.
Yeah, you gotta have some people just like shaking things up a little bit.
I feel bad for the kids that gotta deal with their mom constantly. Can you imagine being 35 and then your mom being like, "My kid loves blowing out candles"?
God, only fucking if, man. That would be awesome.
Mom, no, I don't. Shut up.
Oh my God, dude.
Shut the fuck up, Mom.
Fucking candle blowing expert
CEO,
over
Mom.
here.
Shut the fuck up.
That's so funny.
He's so good at blowing out candles. Kind of endearing. But it is entitled.
Yeah. Oh shit. Fucking like 2 of my stories got deleted, I think, because they're not on here. Are you serious? Bro, are you fucking serious? All right, well, I still got these at least. Asshole poo mode.
Let's go. Women, probably. No? Racism.
No, I don't actually remember.
Oh, okay.
Am I the asshole for expecting tequila in the margaritas?
Okay.
My 35 male wife, 33 female, got invited to a party at her coworker's house. I reluctantly went because the only person I would know was my wife. This is a relatively new job for her and wanted to be able to meet and mingle with her coworkers outside of work. Her understanding of it all was we didn't need to bring anything but ourselves. We show up and seems like a lively party. Pool with a bar area, music playing.
That sounds nice.
They had a margarita machine and a ton of food. My wife got to talking, so I excused myself to grab a drink. The margarita machine was calling my name, so I filled my cup and grabbed my wife a margarita. It is, yeah.
You get it, bitch. Get that margarita.
I went back to my wife, I started drinking, and realized that there wasn't any tequila in it. That's when I noticed no alcohol being around.
Oh, okay, so it was so it was like a mocktail margarita.
Yeah. Assholes. The host was tending to the machine, and I asked if there was any tequila. She looks at me confused and then says there is no tequila. I said, "Oh, I thought this was a party."
You never want to be the guy at the party that's like, "Where's the fucking booze?" And I say that as someone who did that once. Yeah, you never want to do that.
Yeah, thought this was a party, dude. What
it's not a good look, man.
She takes offense at that and says it is just a dry one. I awkwardly left it at that. I poured out my drink and grabbed some water. Host asked if there was something wrong with it. I said I wasn't interested in drinking straight sugar. I walked.
But you are if it's alcohol.
Yeah,
okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Those are different.
It's different. Fucks me
One
up.
has yeast in it. Fuck.
One's fermented.
Oh, God damn.
What the hell up?
I walked back to my wife, kept to myself, and ate some food for the few hours we were there. It made it back to my wife that I was an asshole to the host, caused a minor argument between us. Was I, though?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say this as someone who's committed the same sin. And honestly, worse is it was around teenagers. It was at a... Okay, story time, I guess.
Story time, yeah, let's go. What happened?
My first band, my friend knew these people that were in a band that were performing at this like backyard house show.
Yeah, you've told me about this because I remember someone from my high school from this one.
Yeah,
that was a huge piece
came
of
out
shit
and accosted us. And
yeah,
it's a funny story about that too. But yeah, so we were at this party and it was Halloween. And I was like, you're in college and it's Halloween. You want to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, bro.
I dressed up as Matt Damon, I think. No, not Matt Damon.
Dylan
Sprouse.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I looked a lot like Dylan Sprouse in my face.
Yeah.
When I was skinnier. So I had a t-shirt because people on Tinder would be like, are you Dylan Sprouse on the down low? Like, are you gay? Are you gay Dylan Sprouse trying to hook up with men and pretending that you're a woman because you look like
What
Dylan?
what the fuck would Dylan Sprouse be doing in Florida?
I know. But yeah, they said that I look like Dylan Sprouse. Like, I literally, I matched with this dude from Argentina that was on a football. Was on the football team. And he just took a photo of my face from my own profile, sent it to me, and was like, are you Dylan Sprouse? And I was like, how do you know? That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't escape this, man.
So anyway.
going to
so then I quit Tinder for like months until I came back and I had made a shirt that said, I'm not Dylan Sprouse. And I wore it on my profile so people would know.
Stop fucking asking, yeah.
So I wore that t-shirt, but then I blacked out I'm not, or I blacked out the word not, so it said I am Dylan Sprouse.
So that way it would be your costume?
My costume was Dylan Sprouse. And it was such a good costume that Chipotle gave me a free burrito. Because they used to do that on Halloween. But we were at this fucking party, right? And I was like, we're gonna get so drunk. We're gonna get so drunk. We hyped each other up about getting drunk.
Yeah.
We get there. And of course I didn't realize they were teenagers because they were like seniors or something. And I was 20. So I did not have a good idea of what adults fucking looked like.
You know,
and I didn't talk to anybody because I was a nerd, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to talk to people.
Fair.
So we didn't. And they were just like being rowdy as shit and moshing because it was like a punk group, I think. And they're all like, yeah, we're totally going to get alcohol. We're totally going to get alcohol. We're totally going to get, yeah, somebody's out there getting it, I think, blah, blah, blah. And then they never did. And I remember being like, what the fuck? Where is it? Because I was an asshole.
Yeah.
And then eventually somebody broke it to me that these are all people from high school, the same high school that my friend went to.
Oh.
And I was like, why are we at a teenager's backyard house party?
Yeah, that's weird.
Why did you bring us here? And I don't know. We left early because all the music was terrible anyway.
Makes sense.
And it was so bad that it made our drummer or our bassist at the time start smoking cigarettes again.
Makes sense.
And we
honestly,
were like, okay, you know what? This is bad. This has ruined the night. I think.
Yeah, no, because it was someone from my high school you met, and if it was more of those types of people, I would have also started smoking cigarettes again. If after like 2 years of not being in high school, I went to a party and everyone from my high school was there, I would be a chain smoker right now.
He was he was also an asshole to us too. When we left, to like go find our car or whatever because it was parked like down the road or something.
Oh, yeah,
and of course it's at night, and you shouldn't. It's all dangerous situation.
Yeah, don't do this at home, kids.
Don't do this at home, kids. And we were walking outside, and the guy,
that I know from my high school,
that knew my friend, apparently, that's who she knew. Which I think was also maybe she was misled about the age of people involved.
Which would make sense because honestly, that guy's
he's a criminal.
He's an asshole.
He's a literal criminal.
Yeah.
So we were all like, what the fuck? Who invited us here? And then my friend was like, what the hell? That was crazy. He shows up to be like, hey, what the hell is up? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, I want to be part of your band. I'm a great guitarist.
He wasn't, by the way. I just want to state that for the record.
And it was so funny too because our bassist was like, get in the car. Get in the car. We're not talking to this guy anymore.
Yeah, we're out.
We're out of here.
Good call.
And we got in the car, and then my friend was like, what the fuck? Why did you like, why are you being an asshole to our bassist? And he was like, I thought that guy was gonna like hurt you guys. And then comes out years later that he has assaulted many, many people.
Yeah. Allegedly. I don't
know if it's ever gone to court or something.
Yeah,
but I believe the victim.
I 100% believe the victims too, just from remembering. Yeah. I will say, when I was in high school, people were like, you don't want to hang out with that guy. Like, he seemed like a piece of shit anyway. I never wanted to talk to him again. Yeah. So, yeah,
even if he didn't do that shit, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah. Ridiculous, man. Mm-hmm. Fucking wild.
But yeah, that was a lesson you learn at some point to never be the guy that's like, I'm alcohol dependent at the party.
I don't want to drink straight sugar.
But I will
if there's
if
alcohol.
I get drunk around children. And then Curb Your Enthusiasm
theme plays, yeah.
You never want to do that. You always end up. It's a 100% shot of being the asshole at the party.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for the teenagers. I stressed out. I'm sorry, teenagers.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
They're adults now.
And this is why I don't drink.
Yeah.
For the social implications.
It leads to bad situations. Don't do that.
But yeah. I will say too, fucking I think it is wild, that especially the idea that you won't drink sugar but you do alcohol, whatever.
Yeah.
But also like, dude, mocktails are good. I don't know what the fuck, like sugar is addictive, man. Like it's tasty.
You know, and this is another NLism where it's like people are so anti-sugar and it's like, bro, that shit tastes good for a reason. Your body fucking needs it, bro.
Technically, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Why are we all pretending like something that's good isn't good?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, okay, it's bad for you or whatever, but so is eating only protein. You need fucking fiber. People are getting fucking colon cancer and shit.
Just because fiber. They won't, yeah.
Eat a balanced meal.
Nah, dude. I keep getting fucking like protein heavy recipes.
Yeah.
And that shit's not balanced, A. But also B, I'm not gonna believe the propaganda that cottage cheese is good.
Yeah. Well, I like cottage cheese, but it's an old person food.
Okay, fair.
It was an old person food when my grandma was shoveling it into her maw by the shovelful.
Yeah.
And it's an old person food now.
Fair.
Fucking cottage cheese and peaches ass. I would eat that shit all the time as a kid.
I will say, in this recipe, it was a 3-cheese Alfredo, and one of the cheeses was cottage cheese. Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted. That's why I thought it was.
Man, don't do that.
Especially gross in this situation. Yeah.
It's Alfredo too. It doesn't. You could just use like a wheat pasta and chicken.
Yeah.
And it's got a fine amount of protein. Just fucking eat that.
Yeah, just eat that. Yeah.
Just put meat in the pasta. I don't know. You don't need any more shit.
Yeah. Solved it.
Solved it. Okay. Am I the asshole for not disclosing that I am not Christian?
I saw this title. I don't think I read this one.
Good. I don't care. You didn't read it.
Fuck you. So, God. All right.
What's the point of saying that shit?
All right. Sorry. I can do it. All right. I'm interested.
I'm being the asshole in the comments. They're like, why does he say that?
Why are you guys laughing in this TikTok?
Why are you guys breathing? Why are you guys not a robot? What the hell?
I hope everyone on TikTok dies.
Including us.
Especially us.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for not disclosing that I am not a Christian?
Okay.
To preface this, I do commissioned artwork and don't discriminate against any subject unless it's racist, homophobic, otherwise hateful, or sexually disturbing. I did a commissioned art piece with Christian iconography, a beautiful ornate cross, a saint, and scripture and calligraphy.
Okay.
The client was happy with my work, paid me, and then asked me what my favorite scripture was. I was honest and just said, oh, I don't really have one because I'm not a Christian and wouldn't really know which ones I'd like. He became upset and told me that he felt lied to because I have posted artwork of Christian subjects before, and he assumed I would be Christian. He said the art doesn't hold the same spiritual value because it wasn't made with, quote unquote, faithful intention.
I thought it was going to be like Christian hands or something. Jesus.
Christian hands. I was kind of unsure of what to say. I said, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I do artwork for everyone. And I am open to doing Christian artwork because it's for the client, not me. Should I be disclosing if I don't share a certain faith when commissioned to do artwork for it? Am I the asshole?
Dude, if you like draw animals and you're not an animal yourself, like I don't really believe
it's not made by a real animal's paws.
Yeah, exactly. If you draw a cat and you're not a fucking cat,
why the fuck? I thought you were a drawing cat. What the fuck? I thought I paid a drawing cat $20 to paint me a portrait of my face.
I know religion's important to people, but I feel like it's your okay. First of all,
the only religion I follow is fucking dollars, baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
American
I would be
capitalism.
Like, I'll fucking convert if you pay me $5,000 fucking dollars
right now. Let's go.
I'm sorry, you got to pay extra for a spiritual intention behind your artwork. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, I feel like you would either
go to a damn church then.
Or look around. Yeah, like Google search religious. Because I'm willing to bet there's plenty of talented religious artists out there.
Ask up front too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like hey,
kind of your fault.
I would very much. God, it's weird. That's just weird to me.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Christian, so
yeah.
I don't know if there's like a niche out there for Christian artists. I'm sure there's a lot. It was so funny being in college with a bunch of musicians. And I'm pretty sure they were genuinely Christian, and I don't want to spread rumors out of school or something.
Yeah.
But it is a part of when you work for a church as like a church musician, they do kind of require you to believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Yeah, no,
which I find strange.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess because it's
a job.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I don't know. It's like,
I guess that's all right. I just kind of feel like that's weird.
You know what the weird part is too, is like, I feel like this person would complain if this person was like, hey, I'm not Christian, I don't do Christian drawings. Because that's technically discrimination on religion.
Well, right. And that's the top comment too, is you don't discriminate, but they do apparently. Lol.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I mean, yeah, that is what it is.
Because like, I don't know, man. That's just, it's weird to me. I feel like if you really want a religious, you got to ask up front.
Yeah.
And then you can tell them they'll burn in hell and then never talk to them again or whatever.
You can harass and abuse them all you want, I guess.
Then you're not the asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fucking.
Because you didn't sign a contract.
Exactly. Yeah. If you sign a contract, motherfucker.
White DA. Yeah.
Dude, motherfuckers, when they realize the person they signed a contract with isn't Christian. Oh, so you're the devil. Oh, so I'm bound to this forever and I'm going to hell and you have my soul now forever? Dude, that's crazy.
I don't know. Maybe I just have a fucked up mentality. But I'm like, I don't know. It just... Have you not gone through life and not been lied to at one point or another to where you're not
even lied to? It's not even lying by omission.
No, I know.
It's
and that's not what I'm saying. Just stop fucking putting words in my mouth.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ. But I mean, like, how do you not... Like, you can't deal with this? The idea that someone's not a Christian?
Yeah.
How many people have you met? Have you met like 2 people in your life? Like, come on, dude. There's
my mom
a lot
and
of
my
them
dad.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm scared of the non-Christians. I don't know. I don't get it, bro. I feel like I go about and I learn new shit about people every goddamn day that I'm like, wow, that's not what I thought you were. And then people are like, that's your fault for assuming. And nothing ever happens to the people that start pitching a damn fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we're all just fucking one fucking high noon duel away from ending our relationships with each other. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Hey, I like grapes. Oh, I like grapes. Oh, that's cool. We're both eating grapes together. Yeah, do you want to eat grapes tomorrow every day from now until the end of time? Okay, yeah. Hey, are you eating green grapes today? I didn't know you like green grapes. Yeah, I like green grapes. What about you? I like green grapes too. Oh, okay, grapes.
Next week.
Hey, what you got there?
I got some like oranges.
I was thinking oranges.
Dude, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. See, that won't happen to us because we're the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, tangerines.
Oh, yeah, I thought you liked grapes.
I do, but I hate oranges.
What the fuck?
Does that person also...
Come on, man.
Does that person also get mad like if an actor's in a movie and they're playing a religion that they're not in real life?
I'm sure there are people out there that do. Or they just believe that they're Christian. Or something. I'm sure.
I don't know if you want that, though. I don't know if you want to be in the same group as, like, Mel Gibson. Fucking...
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, are you serious?
Yeah, man. I'm sure that those people exist, and I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Move to the city. I don't know. Talk to literally anybody.
Weird. That's just weird, man.
I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know how people operate by thinking that everyone not like them is evil. That sounds like a really miserable life.
Trying to get to
live.
Like trying to like scam you.
Yeah.
When they're not. They're just trying to live their lives, man.
Yeah. I don't operate in that way.
Yeah.
And it's cult behavior.
Yeah.
Solved it.
That's so fun, dude. Just immediately just...
That's what cults do. Solved religion.
All right, next story. Moving on.
You've been radicalized.
This podcast only has 8 stories this week. That's
What
so
the fuck?
weird.
What the hell?
All right. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Simple one. I gotcha. It's not religious, and that's what I mean by simple.
That was the one where I went, you know what, actually, let's not do that one first.
I like that you were like second at least. I think
second. It was third.
You gotta start and end on the showstoppers. I get it. Okay. Am I the asshole for borrowing my neighbor's patio furniture for a party?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, fair.
I reserve my judgment.
Everyone involved is in their 50s. I hosted a big backyard get-together last weekend for my wife's birthday. About 30 people. We live in a suburban neighborhood where most houses have good-sized yards. Everyone in the neighborhood has a friendly relationship, but not necessarily super close.
Okay.
My next-door neighbor, named Glenn, travels a lot for work. His backyard is really nice patio furniture, umbrellas, propane fire pit, etc. I've complimented it before and helped him haul the furniture in once during a storm, so I feel like we're on good terms. He also has borrowed shovels, rakes, etc. we've had in the yard when we weren't home, letting us know later.
You can't take shit without asking. It don't be mattering. None of this is...
No problem. No biggie.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah.
The day before the party, I realized we didn't have enough seating. Rental companies were all booked. First nice weekend of spring here.
Yeah, that's not Glenn's fucking problem, bro.
We didn't want people standing around. Glenn was out of town, car gone, lights were off for days, and his gate was unlocked. I figured it wouldn't be a huge deal to temporarily move a few of his chairs and one of his smaller tables into our yard for the party to be returned as soon as possible. We took care not to damage anything, wiped it all down afterwards, and put it back exactly where it was the next morning. Or so I thought. Must not have been exactly where, though, for what follows. I don't think anything of it. Monday, Glenn knocked on my door looking pissed. He asked if we'd taken his stuff.
He has, if it were Sarah Law, he's going to be well within his rights to beat you to death.
You'd beat him? Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm standing by it.
I told him, okay, Monday, Glenn knocked on my door looking pissed. He asked if we'd taken his stuff. I told him we had, explained why, emphasizing that nothing was harmed. Because I like your furniture. Explained why, emphasized that nothing was harmed, and that obviously we would have asked if he was home.
And I went into your house and I jerked off in there too.
Actually, your house is mine now. I found the deed.
I took a bath in your bathtub and I jerked off in there as well. I pissed down the drain and everything. And I fried up just like a big pot of oil and then I threw it down all your drains. That's what I did.
I figured if you were here, you'd be cool with it.
I figured since you borrowed my rake once, I could do all this stuff.
Tool versus
fucking idiot. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. No, sure.
And I told him we had, explained why, emphasized that nothing was harmed, and that obviously we would have asked if he was home.
Glenn stabbed me 16 times in the neck. I don't get why. Am I?
Why are you guys laughing so much? Why are you guys having fun with your lives? He told me that was completely out of line, and I quote, a massive invasion of his property, even though nothing was broken / missing. I tried to smooth things over, said it wasn't like we were strangers and that if the roles were reversed, as in the past with things he's borrowed when we weren't around, I wouldn't have cared. He said, I'm the good person here, actually.
I'm perfectly fine.
He said that it was irrelevant and now he doesn't want us on his property at all. My wife and I think he's being dramatic, but obviously he's upset for a reason, so maybe there's something I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I think you should be allowed to knock up your daughter. He should have a sexual relationship with your daughter and knock her up. And your wife at the same time.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Your stepchild and your grandchild should be half Glenn. Should both have Glenn's DNA. Because you picked up some patio furniture and moved it over to your
I really picked
shit.
these not thinking you're gonna like...
I really fucking hate the OP so much. You cannot hate shit that's not fucking yours. What is wrong with you? You know how fucking expensive patio furniture is? It's
Fucking
a lot.
expensive. It is a lot of money.
It's really expensive. It's really fucking expensive.
I read that the first time. I didn't realize he also took a table. That's wild. Like,
your line is chairs? That's it?
I'm okay with lines, but I draw the line at tables.
Oh, table, that's too much.
No, I think it's fucked up all around. I just didn't realize he went that. Because, like, table requires, like, help.
What's next? Is my answer. What the fuck is next, OP? What more do you fucking want? Do you want the blood of my mother? What do you fucking want? Do you want blood? I'll give you fucking blood.
I got an excavator to slowly take out parts of his pool.
What are you on, Onision? Who the fuck are you?
To dig up this this land that I think is owned by the government, but I don't really know.
I didn't have any food, so I killed and ate Glenn's dog.
I figured he'd be cool with it.
I figured he'd be cool with it because, you know, that rake way back when. You know, and once again, sorry to iterate again, I'm a fucking idiot. There's something fucking wrong with me.
That's so fucking funny.
Why the fuck would you think that?
That you're cool, this is fine.
Why? No,
I don't know, man.
You don't feel a fucking intense amount of shame walking onto somebody else's property?
When they're not there?
When they're not there?
Dude.
If you had texted Glenn and been like, hey, Glenn, can I borrow some chairs and a table? And he had been like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because then at least now in the future, Glenn knows that you're going to text him.
Yeah.
If you just fucking take it, you might go squat in his house and take his house.
Yeah. That's...
Fuck you. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lack of, I don't know. I guess it's like a lack of safety in my mind.
Kind of, yeah. Because also, yeah, I feel like... I
know it's just a table and chairs, and people are going to be like, it's just a table and chairs. I don't get it.
But it's, I mean...
You would get it if it was your table and chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's
where does the line stop for OP is my question.
That's the thing, yeah. You
don't know. Glenn doesn't
pushing
know
the boundary,
you.
Yeah. You've only talked kind of sometimes.
That doesn't mean that he knows everything about you and your inner world and your inner things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just so weird to me.
No, don't do that. Don't touch people's shit, man.
So, like, I got a lockpicking thing, and, like, I opened up his back door so I could take all his food in the pantry for the dinner to make sure we had, like, Lay's chips and Lay's barbecue chips. Then we put it back to, we used one of those things that clipped the top back to each other so that way it wouldn't look like we took any of the chips, and put it right back where they were. But I guess I might have had one looking the wrong way. So then he got mad at me like, hey, did you come into my house and eat my chips? That's wild, man. Solved it?
Oh, man. Solved it.
Don't do that. Don't do that at home, kids.
No, you're a fucking serial killer, bro. This is serial killer behavior.
Dexter ass fucking.
Glenn should be allowed to fuck the absolute shit out of your wife. Just give her an absolute world-rocking fuck.
Oh, yeah.
She's sucking his dick, and she's never done it that way before to you. And she never fucking will. You walk in on them, and he's got her fucking hair in a ponytail, he's grabbing it. She's going fucking bananas on his cock, and he's looking at you deep in your eyes, and he says, this is for my fucking patio furniture. You touch that shit again, I'm stealing your goddamn wife.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And your life is fucking ruined.
All because he wants some
You
chairs.
go into work on Monday, you're fired.
Yeah.
Because they know that you steal shit now.
Well, because Glenn fucked your boss.
Glenn showed up and he told everyone that you're a pedophile. And they all decided to believe him.
Over you.
And they've never met Glenn.
All right, okay, all right.
Okay,
man,
all right.
Funny.
Just asking for it, bro.
Jesus.
Shit.
Oh, that's so good. That's so fucking good.
You've never met.
All right, okay. All right.
Now your dog is missing and he's over at Glenn's house because he likes Glenn better than you.
Glenn actually plays fetch with them. Yeah, and actually knows how to throw a goddamn tennis ball.
Your son is like, you had to go play catch with your son. He's like, no, thanks. I'm going to go over to Glenn's. Glenn's making better food than you ever could.
That reminds me of a Tim and Eric skit where, like, Eric, I think, is like a dad to someone, and I think Tim is like, fuck your dad, come over here. I'm your dad now. To Eric. It's like Eric's kid or whatever. Yeah. I don't remember which way it went, but yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a Tim and Eric sketch to me. Just like ruining a man's life.
Yeah.
Completely and utterly.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, God. Am I the asshole for showing up to my friend's cosplay-themed 30th as Phoebe Buffet?
Who's Phoebe Buffet?
The blonde lady from Friends.
Oh,
the ditzy blonde lady from Friends.
Got it.
Not Rachel, the other one that plays guitar.
I
Smelly
never watched
cat.
Friends, but I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, my friend Rachel's 30th birthday was this past weekend. Obviously not her real name. Haha. We've been friends.
Fuck you.
Okay, we've been friends since college and work in the same industry. A boring one, lol. So we've stayed close. I've helped with some of the logistics, but was not a host or anything. Rachel has always been into fandom stuff. Always has shows she's watching, fan fiction she's writing or reading, fan theories, and fan projects. I am not much of a fandom person. When I watch shows, I don't get very invested or engage with fan theories. I also don't tend to like shows where there's a big fan following. From what I can tell, it's mostly stuff that's like fantasy, science fiction, or paranormal where that happens. Forums for shows I like tend to be like, this character is overhated, or X is a bad person. The closest I've come to anything like that is watching a few episodes of Star Trek with my dad as a kid. I usually like real-life dramas or fun, lighthearted shows like Sex and the City or Friends. I know the quote-unquote cool thing these days is to make a big show about how you don't find Friends funny, and truthfully, I haven't seen an episode of it in years. It's just an example. For her birthday, she asked everyone to show up in cosplay from our favorite series. I will say most of our social group is similar to her in that they like this sort of thing. I'm one of the few odd ducks out. I tried to think of something I could dress up as. I saw some TikTok of a girl showing off her Phoebe Buffet-inspired outfits, and I had a few similar things in my closet, so I went with that. When I showed up, Rachel greeted me and then asked me what I was dressed as because she didn't recognize it. I told her she didn't know the name. I explained, and she made a funny face and said, I guess that kind of counts?
Okay.
I didn't think about it again until later in the evening when Rachel was talking to everyone and thanked them for coming and saying she'd had fun talking about the cosplay costumes with everybody and how everyone did such a good job. Except Jessica. But it's okay. You definitely might have tried.
What?
It's not like everyone laughed or anything, but it was so awkward. I ended up leaving a little while later because it just felt off. A couple of days later, Rachel and I were texting, and she said, by the way, next time I'll help you pick so you aren't embarrassed. I feel like she's implying that I should be embarrassed. Am I the asshole? Okay, so the reason I chose this one is because the top comment is this. Info. She asked everyone to show up in cosplay from your favorite series. I saw some TikTok of a girl showing off her Phoebe Buffet inspired outfits. And then the comment said, I mean, did you dress up as Phoebe Buffet? Long blonde wig, guitar as a prop?
You know, I did hear that too, inspired as opposed to actually.
Or did you more come as yourself wearing some Phoebe-ish clothing? And I think this person should fuck off. Once again, the question that I'm asking every 2 seconds, who fucking cares, bro?
I feel like it doesn't really change. That was kind of shitty. Like
it's
the way
still
it's shitty. Yeah. Like singling out a single person.
We as nerds have to rein in the nerds that treat the hobby as more important than your friends.
Fair.
The point of being into stuff is for bringing people together.
Yeah.
It is not about doing something the right way. And I get like getting upset about it. OP isn't a cosplayer.
Yeah.
And you're gonna look me in my eyes and you're gonna tell me that the first time you ever cosplayed something, it was literally perfect.
Yeah, don't lie to me, man. Yeah, that's kind of
suck my whole ass.
Yeah, I just
no.
Yeah.
Like I went as Howard Moon when I was 13. That was my first cosplay. Dressed up as Howard Moon for MegaCon. When I was like 13 or 12 or something. And my friend dressed up as Old Greg. And they got recognized and I did not, which honestly kind of worked for Howard Moon because there's a whole point in the Mighty Boosh where
no one recognizes.
Because nobody can draw his face because he's so nondescript.
Hell yeah.
So it was funny and I liked it and I had a great time. Did I get everything from Walmart? Yes, I did. And did I try very hard? No, I did not. And was it more of like a Howard Moon inspired outfit that nobody got? Yes. Whatever. Who cares? Nobody made fun of me in that nerd space because people at that time at MegaCon were very nice. And I felt at home still, you know? I was a nerd.
Yeah. And I think that's fair to not be a nerd. Yeah. And I think it kind of sucks the
like gatekeeping aspect of it.
Yeah, like
the reverse bullying.
Yeah, which is I never thought that would be an actual thing. Which also makes me feel like this actually happened.
I know.
But also
I believe it though. I've had cosplay friends like this and they can be like that sometimes.
You know, I get that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to me, the idea of like
why invite somebody if they're not into stuff like this too?
Yeah.
It's like, I know it's your friend or whatever, but why demand that they do this?
And also be like, you should be embarrassed.
Right. And saying like, it's like they invited OP out just to dunk on them for not being as into this stuff as the rest of their friends.
Yeah.
Which is not friendly.
No, not at all.
That's not how friends
honestly,
treat each other.
If you want people to be in your like fandom or like enjoy the things you enjoy, usually not being a dick is a way to actually get people to like what you're doing.
Majority of the time, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're me, in which case me being an asshole always works.
You catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, but you catch more honeys by being fly.
Yeah, dude. But no, fucking
yeah.
A lot of high fives this episode.
I know.
Fucking
we never do that.
Never. We've never high fived. We've never touched each other actually. Yeah.
No. Who are you?
Gotta go home after this.
Yeah.
I just fucking don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so. You should. Then maybe next time you won't be embarrassed. You're so passive aggressive.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not. There's not gonna be a next time because I felt really shitty.
Yeah, I felt singled out.
You make me feel bad.
Yeah,
like we need to normalize like saying to people, especially friends, that
hey, what you did just made me feel bad.
Yeah, friends that like manipulate your friendship into some sort of weird power dynamic.
Yeah.
You need to be like, we need to like make it more of a thing where it's like, hey, what you did made me feel really bad actually, and it makes me not want to hang out with you anymore.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
just singling out. That's so.
That's not cool. Actually,
not. Yeah.
I don't know why we. I don't know why nerds of, and I say this as a fellow nerd, like the concept of people being a quote unquote into fandom stuff and nerdy as like uncool is so not true anymore.
Yeah.
Like post comic book characters ruling movies.
Film for 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Then Comic-Con being a thing and everyone's playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like we're all nerds about something.
Yeah.
So can we just give up on the artifice that the cool people are the quote unquote normies when what's actually cool is being kind to people, even if they're normies? Like the sports ball people. Sports ball. I don't get it. I don't get what it makes. Okay. Tell me your dad didn't play catch with you outside without telling me. It's a group thing. People are connecting with each other.
Yeah,
Tell me you never got invited to a frat party in college without telling me. Even I did. I went to a sports school. They were like, I don't know, I guess Sarah can come along with her gremlin ass. And I did. And I didn't even have any colors. And then they gave me colors.
That's nice.
So I wouldn't get beaten up.
Hell yeah.
And it was actually fun. And then it was hell walking home because FSU campus is really big and I didn't know where to go.
That's fair.
Yeah.
People, I mean, you're a nerd about friends too. Like that's the other thing. You do vaguely enjoy friends. I will say I do.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it does also, I feel bad for anyone that feels like, I know it's the norm to hate this thing.
Yeah. I mean, it has flipped the other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where now it's like, ew, you like The Office? The Office was a good show.
Yeah. And even I can be at fault for shitting on The Office a little bit too much. I get it. But like.
And I don't think we're in the same culture where people are like, I'm trying to find the gym to my Pam. Because we were all trying to fuck.
Growing up with that
Listen, we were all on Tinder at the same time where every 2-second person was like, I like having adventures and
I can
traveling. And I'm trying to find the gym to my Pam. And, the Pam to my gym. We've both been victimized by those people, and I hope they found each other, man. I hope they're going on adventures and traveling.
Fucking many of them that literally just have it, dude.
And cheating on each other with the camera guy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sound guy, because sound guys actually get
laid.
Yeah,
the sound. Was that the sound guy?
I thought so.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
And buying a house without telling your partner. And proposing in the rain in front of a gas station.
Exactly. I hope they're doing all of that.
Yeah.
Solved it.
Also, Friends is funny. I'm sorry.
I think Friends is good moments. I never watched it fully.
I think it's funny.
I will say
I grew up with it, so it's like,
I will say it does suck. I now think about Friends like in high school being associated with like a bunch of annoying people.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, because you grew up with that.
Yeah, so that's my thing though. Okay. r/true unpopular opinion.
All right, let's go.
Freedom of speech means I get to talk to introverts.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Who told you that you can't do that? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I don't think you know what any of these words mean.
This post might be the epitome of making someone up to hate. Okay. Freedom of speech means I get to talk to introverts. Okay. That is my right. If I see an introvert, I'm allowed to try to make small talk with them. Of course, they don't have to answer. They can just walk away from me or just stand there silently, but that's going to feel awkward. And since introverts are the ones who constantly think about social situations / awkwardness, they're probably likely to feel compelled to respond. It might suck for them, but I'm allowed to do this. It's my right. That's it. That's the unpopular opinion.
What do you think an introvert is? Do you think they're like a creature? I'm allowed to provoke the creature.
I'm allowed to poke the creature at my discretion. It's my right.
It might tear me apart limb from limb, but it's my right. What are you fucking talking about? They're human beings.
Sure, they cannot respond, but then it's going to be awkward for them.
I think that's what people don't like, is making up shit that isn't fucking real for the internet, and then people turning around and being like, that's not based in reality. And I flip-flop. Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, it's the internet, bro. You think this is reality? No, it's the internet space. Come on, play in the space. And then I flip-flop to, what are we doing? What's the point? What's the fucking point, man? I don't get it. What is this about? What is this propaganda for or against? I don't know. Are you just 12 and you're putting some words together?
Yeah.
See what gets you points? I don't know, man. I guess.
Yeah.
You need a TV show where you go up to people at water coolers and be like, what do you think about the weather? And it's like, oh, it's fine.
Sure about that?
Yeah, you fucking sure about that, huh? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a little rainy in the morning, but I kind of like it because I have plants outside.
Well, yeah, makes it easier on watering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. You must be an extrovert because you're talking good. No, I like my alone time. That's why I have plants, you know?
Legally, I can talk to you. Did you know that?
Yeah, I had a great time. I think I'm going to go work now.
Oh, yeah? Because you're awkward?
I didn't think this was an awkward time.
I think you made it awkward.
I did? Okay. Cool, man. Listen, if you get a talk from HR later.
I don't even work here.
How did you get in here?
Fire exit, 3rd floor.
Whoa.
Camera crew, helicoptered in.
Helicoptered in? The worst helicopter noise you ever heard in your life. I don't give you consent to put my likeness on TV.
Fuck. We're going to jail.
Wait, you're gonna do it anyway, and then I'm gonna sue you? What does that mean?
I don't know. Yeah.
You going to jail?
Oh, dude. What the fuck is that, Buzz?
I don't
You're
know.
so
I don't
right.
know what the fuck is that about. Who cares? Are introverts screaming at him? No!
Stop talking
Stop
to me.
talking to me. What do you mean? The dehumanizing language of just everyone has pissed me off lately.
I will say, yeah, it's a true unpopular opinion, so you do know that they're like a Nazi. You know? I should be allowed to talk about Hitler to anyone I come across.
Yeah, like, is this some sort of slippery slope shit where people are like, okay? And it's like, yeah, I should be allowed to have sex with women even if they don't want it. And I was like, okay.
Wait.
No.
It's my right.
You agreed with the previous statement that was different, so what about this statement that's a different statement and not the same? Huh?
What's that Northern Line bit where it's, yeah, don't we all hate terrorism and also want to go out and get Italian later tonight?
Yeah, don't you hate terrorism and want to get Italian food tonight?
God, that's so good. I fucking hate that he got that, man. That's such a good fucking line.
It was
Northern Line.
What the fuck is like put in a statement that you agree that everyone would agree with,
and then make people inherently want to agree with the next statement. Yeah,
I think the statement was like it's just like I don't know something everyone agreed with, and then like bring back React Court,
yeah,
which is just what we're doing right now.
Christ,
which is so funny.
Dude, so good. I don't.
To get Italian food later tonight. It's so funny. I love him. Why am I not just watching him all day?
Yeah, why do we have jobs?
Why do we have?
Why is this our
a made up job that I made up? That's fun, and I like,
great,
and it's better than any other job.
God, dude, why?
Dude, I got a scam text from a job today.
Oh, really?
That was like, hey, we have 3 positions. We're gonna pay you $300,000 an hour.
What?
What if you just, I don't know, give us your lifeblood and
it's my
DNA.
right to text random people at 7 at night. Hey, I got 300 grand
like
waiting
4
for
a.m.,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. Just that's so wild, man. I don't know. I think I saw that when I was like, what the fuck's up with you, man?
What are you going
What's
on
going
with you?
on? Yeah.
Let's interrogate it. Yeah, it just has nothing to do. I don't know what an introvert is anymore. Whatever it is on the internet, it's not me anymore.
Imagine writing out a Reddit post thinking you're so cool for being like, yeah, I can talk to anyone.
Or just like you're having an argument or something. Like, who the fuck is arguing with you about this?
With a fucking wall? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't need to get tested.
I'm normal.
I'm totally normal. I'm having a normal time.
Am I right, introvert?
And my family's not worried about me. Steven, take your meds. That's what they say to me. And I say, no. It's my right.
The plan? Get introverts to talk to extroverts by making them forced to talk to us.
The plan? We let these patients in the facility access reddit.com. Let's see what they wrote. Oh, God. Oh, God. Cut the internet. Cut the internet. Cut it. Oh,
okay.
fuck.
All right. Solved it?
Solved it.
Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ. I'm patience in the I'm patience in the fucking facility.
Yeah. Oh, this one's rage bait for sure.
Yeah.
All right. This one's awesome. I love this one so much. You ready?
Yes, I am right now. Yeah.
Am I the asshole for telling my friend her son's name isn't French? The first sentence is really good. All right.
Okay.
I'm French.
Book 'em, boys.
Hello, I'm Dad. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm French. My wife and I live in Canada now. My close friend Emma is Canadian and has always been fascinated by anything French, by accent, culture, even my name.
Okay.
Emma recently had a baby boy. Months before he was born, she told me she picked a French name for him
and
couldn't wait for me to hear it. Later, her husband privately told me the name, and I mentioned that it wasn't actually French. I also noted that the middle name had a spelling never used in France. He said they've been arguing about it and she wouldn't listen. When the baby was born, she proudly announced the name, saying it was inspired by me and my heritage.
What?
The name and spelling were printed on a big sign.
I want to know what the words are, because I want to know if it's like
OP's kind of the asshole for not mentioning it.
Is it like baguette or something?
OP mentioned it in the comments. Okay. Her husband told her to stop calling it French, and I backed him up. I told her the first name was actually Italian, and the middle name...
How do you fuck that up? They're different.
When we finish this, I need you to guess what it is, and then I'll tell you what it is.
Alfredo? Is it fucking Alfredo? Because I know that is an actual name.
And the middle name had an Americanized spelling. She got really upset, insisting it was all French, and that French and Italian names are basically the same.
Oh, you're asking for a fight from any person on the planet. What is it? Oh, you said it's an Americanized middle name. Is it Alfredo Olive Garden?
That one I don't know. I think we just have the first name. But she accused me of ruining the moment and said I was rude for correcting her. Now she's mad at me and her husband, and people are calling me a jerk for saying the name isn't French. Am I the asshole?
How can you be a jerk for stating a fact?
Okay. You gotta guess. Give me 2 guesses.
Okay.
3 guesses.
Okay. Does Alfredo count as a guess?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Alfredo.
That's one. Italian, but she thinks it's French.
Gino.
Okay.
Is there more to it? Because I knew a guy that had that name but longer, like John Carlos or something like that. Like,
that is a good guess, Giancarlo.
But also, I don't think that's either French or Italian. I actually have no clue what name is Italian sounding but French.
That's what I'm asking you, Joshua. What the hell?
Fucking what? Oh God!
One more, and we're done. And this can be a TikTok.
Robert.
Giovanni.
God damn it! I was close-ish.
You were.
Weirdly,
I think Giancarlo might be French. I don't actually know.
I don't know.
Jean is French, I think. Yeah. Someone said I've had cannolis more French than that name.
That's so fucking true. Wow. Yeah, that's a really... Dude, can you imagine being so
beautiful,
stupid, and also kind of racist?
No, it's basically the same. No, it's the same. Guys, shut up. I'm right. It's really funny.
But then also be like, it's inspired by my French friends. Then I named my kid after the culture that my French friend grew up in.
I find that strange.
I feel like you're kind of fetishizing
like weird
French, the people.
Leap.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I wonder, are French people cool with that? Because I feel like they get fetishized a lot, not gonna lie. They're like, the romance. Ooh, the Eiffel Tower. Oui, baguette.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all that the French have ever done and are known for. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot more, I'm sure.
And like making a statue one time.
I don't know. I've read Les Mis. I liked it.
And made one book. Yeah. No, fucking. No. What? Don't. Okay. This is why. Like, I think you should want to have like cool names for your kids or whatever.
Giovanni's a great name.
Giovanni's cool.
I say as an Italian. Great. Awesome.
But also,
we got another one.
Get your fucking countries right. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the name too, but like it's so weird to be like, no. It's there, and also to be like they're basically the same means you actually don't give a shit about either culture.
Yeah, just the stubbornness is off-putting.
Yeah, it's like, why can't you be wrong about this?
Yeah.
Is it because you already... I will say, was there ever attempt to like privately before having the kid to be like, hey, it's not French? Because I know the husband knew about it.
The husband said that he had been arguing about it. I was going to tell you a pun I just made up.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm attributing to John from Not Okay OP. God damn it, read it on Wiki.
Yeah.
It's calling your son an Italian name but insisting it's French is a lot like recovering from tonsil surgery. You're off-putting because you don't have to eat pudding anymore. You can eat solid foods now. You're off-putting.
I was going to say that John from OKOP is dead to me, but I'm now realizing both Johns are dead to me. whatever fucking behavior.
We love Reddit on
whatever
Wiki.
this behavior is, we gotta.
We love them.
I should be allowed to talk to extroverts and then put them through shock therapy so they don't do puns anymore.
Yeah. That's what we should have done for that story. I'm allowed to put extroverts in a shark tank.
and
I should be allowed to feed extroverts to sharks. I think dogs should vote.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry,
God,
did I derail it with my off-putting joke?
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't even...
That's not what that is. That's what this story boils down to.
No, this, that's
you're
not the
what
asshole.
That is.
You can't be the asshole for being right about this, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you could be an asshole by being right, but like it's not you being right. It's the asshole part is how you be right, you know?
Yeah.
You were just like, no, that's not.
If anything, I think you're the victim in this situation.
Yeah.
Other than the child.
I think you've been hate crimed.
Yeah, I think you've been hate crimed, if anything.
So,
I don't know. I think you're a victim of fetishization, cultural fetishization.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think you should just leave the situation and be like, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah. Do you think
I'm
after
gonna go eat a baguette? Haha.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Do you think the baby at first was dressed up in like the traditional like the
beret
and then the stripes. And then the mom realized that it wasn't French, so she just tears the clothes off and puts like a chef's hat and then like a Bob's Burger apron. Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's very.
He's about as Italian as any other Italian American family that exists right now.
Italian Canadian. Yeah.
I'm sure that's fine. Yeah.
Solved it.
To go back to the motherland or whatever.
Fuck.
Easy as fuck.
Solved it, man.
Italy's welcoming you with open arms, I'm sure.
Am I the asshole for changing the Wi-Fi password until my roommate stops posting videos of me and my stuff online?
That's kind of baller. That's kind of baller.
To turn off change the Wi-Fi password?
It's so mom-coded. It's so good.
I, 24 female, have been living with my childhood best friend, 25 female, for almost 3 years now. We've known each other since elementary school, and our friendship has survived a lot, but I think I might have messed up big time. So my friend is super into social media, like obsessed. She posts literally everything about her life online, what she eats, where she goes, who she hangs out with, everything. I've always been more private and don't really post much. Last month, she started posting tons of pics and videos of our apartment, including my bedroom and my stuff without asking.
What the hell?
I noticed when mutual friends started commenting about my book collection and some personal items visible in the background. I asked her to please stop posting my space online, and she agreed.
And then she fucking lied.
How do you know what's going to happen next?
Oh my god. Galaxy brain ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was scrolling through TikTok and found she'd posted a quote day in our life video showing my bedroom again, my medication on the counter. I have anxiety and even me sleeping on the couch. I didn't know she filmed me.
Dude, this happened to Drake and people thought Kendrick was going to kill Drake. Kendrick posted his medication. People thought he was going to kill Drake. You should take this seriously. If this were under Sarah law, she would be a criminal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I completely lost it. While she was at work, I changed our Wi-Fi password, removed her devices from our account, and told her I wouldn't give her the new password until she deleted all videos with my personal stuff in them. She came home freaking out because she, quote, needs Wi-Fi for work. She's a content creator, and called me controlling and dramatic. She said as her roommate, I can't just cut her off from utilities we both pay for. She's now staying at her mom's place and telling everyone I'm a psycho who's jealous of her social media success.
Oh my god. No one's jealous of anyone's social media success, honey. I can tell you that right now.
As someone who's quote unquote social media successful,
no one's jealous of it. And if they are, that's loser shit. It was easy as fuck to do this.
I wish people were jealous of me. They're not.
They're not. You should be jealous of someone that has a job.
Yeah.
That's
stable pay. Oh god,
my god.
I'd kill for that. I don't think I'm asking for much, just basic privacy in my own home.
Yes,
but maybe changing the Wi-Fi password was too extreme. Our mutual friends are split. Some think I'm justified. Others think I went nuclear over something small. So am I the asshole for cutting off my roommate's Wi-Fi until she respects my privacy?
I mean, this is also why I feel like I can't be a parent now. It's because I fully believe this is perfectly fine to do to your children. Like take away their batteries and their power cords and stuff.
Yeah.
And do that because that's what I grew up with, and that's the least abusive I think
behavior
that ever happened to me. That it was all perfectly. My mother was well within her rights to do that. No judgment there.
Yeah,
she was correct. You know, I think all that was fine, and I would totally do that to a child right now. But every time I say that on the show, people react like it's abusive behavior, and I don't know what's changed.
You're going to jail. Yeah,
like taking people's internet away is like that's their lifeline, and I'm like, I'm sure it's a big part of their life.
Oh yeah,
it's a big part of my life.
Yeah, for sure.
But you need to be able to operate without it. You know what I mean?
That's true. And I will say, like, I guess we have an interesting perspective as content creators.
Yeah.
Like, I know you need internet on your computer, obviously, to like get that shit done. But if you're posting shit that's like self-doxing and doxing your friends,
you shouldn't be posting things that could stop the internet from being, you know what I mean? Like she's getting herself into hot water by being like, yes, I'm not going to do that. And then now you have access to the internet and she goes against you, then she should be nicer to you then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
If she genuinely cares about posting for her job.
Yeah, she should actually
then don't fuck with your fucking roommate, bro.
Yeah.
Don't shit where you fucking eat, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't know. It's you're not a kid anymore. You shouldn't have to do this to your roommate. You shouldn't have to be mom to your roommate to stop doing things that are directly harming your life. That's not okay. And B, yeah, she shouldn't be harming her friend also. That's kind of the shitty part of it.
Showing off like your friend's medication.
No,
yeah, that's wild, man. I really don't get.
It should be a crime.
It should be a crime.
I'm sorry.
But no, like
ACAB, but it should be a crime.
Yeah.
Punishable by the fullest extent.
If nothing else,
law.
it's a social crime for sure.
Yeah.
I guess doing this job for however many years full time, I just think it's super weird.
Your mother should also not support you.
On this, at least, yeah.
No, I mean in general, in your content creator. That's a bad mom.
Oh, yeah.
You should have a mom that's scared of what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's like not like she doesn't understand it. She should be terrified of what's happening and where your money's coming from.
I don't know. I guess, yeah, having this unique, it just feels weird to me every time people like go so far. I mean, we talk about our lives for sure, and we talk about shit that's happened to us.
You can't have a 4-hour long podcast without talking about your life.
Yeah, but there is a limit, I think.
Yeah, no, we're not trying to dox ourselves at all.
Yeah, and like especially when if you're even remotely like have a following, like I'm gonna even say like plus 10,000 or something like that.
Yeah,
you got to be careful. Like,
yeah,
you don't get to 10,000 doing fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you've had to have done something that went off pretty virally, maybe.
Yeah,
and then a bunch of people follow, and now they're looking at every single thing you do.
Yeah.
They're gonna use the windows to
there are people that blow up
locate your fucking
don't have like weekly or daily watchers or something.
That's true. Yeah.
But there's always a possibility. The more eyes on you, the more chance there is that somebody's crazy and they'll show up at your house and be unsafe. You know? And especially if it's like people that you know watching you, texting you, that's still not. Yeah. That's not cool. It's like you're staying in
Shout out to every person I've ever known.
I didn't even know recently until like people from my high school commented on our shit. And I was like, who is that? What the hell?
What the fuck?
That sounds like a familiar person. And then I looked them up and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I will say, happy I've burned like 90% of the bridges.
That's because the people at your school sucked. I have cool
true.
people
that
at my
yeah.
school. You guys are all good. I like you all. I genuinely do. I am genuinely grateful for my high school experience.
Lucky.
And I don't bring it up because you be a little bitch baby about it every time. And it's, you know, when I'm up, you got to bring me down.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Not the asshole.
Obviously not the asshole, I feel like.
Yeah. Solved it, man.
Yeah. it's your house.
It's my right.
It's not like the fucking duck thing where there were a bunch of ducks going around and then the lady was like, stop videoing me.
Yeah, that's different.
We still agreed to not post the video of the ducks.
But if you're keeping it privately,
it's in your house where you pay rent.
Yeah, it's way more.
Yeah, no, obviously not.
It's my right, Sarah, to be able to
do anything I fucking want. That's what America is, baby.
While my roommate is sleeping, take their shoes and socks off, take a photo of their feet, post it to WikiFeet.
And then take a dump on their chest.
No, then post it to WikiFeet. And put their full legal name and address, and then be like,
it's within my full rights to steal Greg's patio.
To steal the furniture.
I don't care if he's gonna fuck my wife.
No.
No.
It's actually not within his rights to do it, so I should be able to kill him when he tries fucking my wife. It's in my right to kill people that try to fuck my wife.
That's something that I like to think about as like a comedy bit. It's like Hammurabi's code, but what if he was like a 12-year-old child? And I get a popsicle every Sunday.
And if not,
I'll cut off everybody's ears. It's too close to Eugene Merman's God as a 14-year-old autistic
that's
kid.
fair. Yeah, already done.
Yeah.
It's within my right to steal from Eugene Merman's.
And you have to wear a hat, but only in the middle of your head. And you can't eat horses. Classic. Solved it.
That's our show, dude.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you want to plug anything today?
No.
Are you sure? It's well within your right to plug something.
Shut the fuck up about my rights. God damn it, I don't have any.
You have the right to your...
What the hell up? Stop asking me a question and then talking. I'm trying to answer your fucking question.
Okay.
Go to Tumblr. Do it. Type in the search bar. That's so hearin'. THATSOHEERON.motherfucking I'll spell it out for you again, just in case you fucking missed it the first time, you slow ass typer.
Oh my god.
I'm plugging. THATSOHEERON.tumblr.com and go there and fucking click the follow and go to APWSTR 1. It's linked. Go to our community and go in there and join it. God fucking damn it.
Hell yeah.
And also the same thing on Instagram for me.
Hell yeah.
Follow me on Instagram as well.
Yeah, I'm Joshua Chinland on most things. A guy nicknamed JC on Twitch. I might be experimenting with a new schedule this week, maybe 6 to 9 instead of 5 to 9. Give me an extra hour to edit. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
He's so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I need an hour to actually get shit done. I need to... sorry. But yeah, a guy nicknamed JC on Twitch. But if you want more of the podcast, APWSTR Productions on YouTube, APWSTR on TikTok, APWSTR on Patreon. Buy me a coffee. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the goddamn bell, and rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Check out our mutual aid links. All of our links are down in the description in our link tree.
Check them out.
Check them out, please. And I think that's pretty much everything. You guys know what's up.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Just cut it, man. Why the fuck are
I'm
you
gonna cut it, yeah.
Just fucking cut it, dude.
I'm gonna cut it.
Just fucking cut it, man,
I know.
Brad.
I stopped it. Yeah, it's cut now.
Okay,
all
good.
Right.
Why are you being weird about this?
Why are you being a huge asshole right now, Josh?
Yeah, why are you being a huge dick about this, man?
Within my
right. I'm spelling out SOS in Morse fucking code.
To the tune of 1 week by Bare Naked Ladies.
Save me, please. I'm in pain.